Welcome to the channel of PACIFIC414. Show us this loyalty. Throw yourself onto the subscribe button and submit yourself to the live streams, gaming streams, and so much more. Pathetic earthlings, I command you.
Pop Talk is where it's at, baby.
Warning: due to adult language and humor, the following content may not be suitable for any viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The views and opinions expressed during the following live stream or video content are those of the individual and may not reflect those of others. Thank you.
Oh my God, who the hell
No matter the weather
cares?
outside, Baron Orman Tagge, Cash Money 007, and PACIFIC414 are here to bring you the pop culture and entertainment, news, rumors, watch parties, discussions, reactions, reviews, opinion on PACIFIC414 Pop Talk Sunday edition. Welcome, one and all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome one and all to this edition of PACIFIC414 Pop Talk, along with, well, I would say Baron Orman Tagge, but today Baron identifies as Cash Money 007.
Yeah, like, Phil, he really was, out there with, Far Cry, and yeah, and I died, and now I'm a Force Ghost, so we're the Phantom Booligans, so please subscribe to my channel. I'll have content sometime soon.
I'll be streaming this game real soon, that game real soon.
These people, they don't understand, man, it's just, yeah.
It's real tough when you're dealing with the devil named Phil McCracken. You just can't concentrate.
I know, it's just, yeah, I'm going to take a nap now.
Okay. Okay, you go do that. Have a good nap. Enjoy it.
This keyboard's so comfortable. Oh, keyboard. Be mine for life. It's so nice. I'm going to take it to my bed. It's so comfy.
Well, Baron Orman Cash. Baron Money.
Baron, well, like that. Of the Phantom Booligans.
The Phantom Legacy Booligans.
Phantom Legacy. Ooh, there we go. I like that. Our Phantom Booligans Legacy. There we go.
I like that too.
Yeah. It's about time I take over that channel also. Matt Restman, you got competition. I'm taking over all these streams.
Baron Orman Tagge's PACIFIC414.
Yep.
Whoa. I might have something to say about that one. Let me just find the clip.
I'm sure he is.
You're Starscream, and I'm coming in to take back my channel.
It's my coronation!
Coronation, Starscream? This is bad comedy.
Megatron? Is that you?
Here's a hint. Will anyone else attempt to fill his shoes?
Oh, that hurt. These people just don't understand what I have to go through to do a stream,
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like me the other day when I was playing
Jedi Survivor, and I actually did say during the stream, you see what kind of crap I gotta put up with from certain people?
Who was mocking you in the stream, Phil?
Let's see, Phil McCracken was at a certain Sleepy Time Cash Money.
Mr. Sleepy. Mr. Sandman. That's what he is. His sand is gold, so he's Cash Money.
But in all seriousness, when Cash told me I'm not going to be on the show this morning, I said, that's fine. You know the rule. You're not obligated to be on.
No. But you get mocked. That is part of the rule.
Yeah, you get mocked, and a certain someone, check your Twitter DM in a few seconds. You might have an invite.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yes,
I'm hiding.
yes. No. You're not going to hide from this individual.
I'm not. Okay.
No, you're not going to hide from this individual. If you're available, please check your DMs right about now.
Ding!
If you're available, if you're not, I understand. But of course,
We'll just shun you.
Baron and I, we got this under control. We got a few articles to discuss. Of course, some of them are going to be Indiana Jones related. I mean, it is the release weekend of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
I heard
I know
Thursday.
it's the Dial of Destiny, but it's Dial of Destiny because the first 20 minutes are great. And then after that,
I heard they made like 7,000 or something like that on the Thursday release date. Pathetically low. I mean, it's bringing the numbers lower than the Flash.
Yep, I heard that too.
This is not good. Of course, we can speculate more on this when you bring the first story up, as we wait for the mystery guest that not even I know who it is. This is what's exciting.
Nope.
Yeah. So,
But he's been here before, and guess what? He's here.
Anonymous.
Oh hell no! I'm out of here.
Okay, fine.
Bye-bye.
Anonymous said I can handle this.
Yeah, sure he can. He
Must
can't
be
handle
mocking
Phil
me.
McCracken. Yeah.
No.
No.
I handle
Why
Phil
not?
just fine. I'm well aware of his little tricks and shortcomings, but
I'm not going to go there. Yeah, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. Hell, I'm
good,
really okay.
Anonymous. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm cool. It's all good. Life is
Cool,
grand.
Good.
I'm just getting over a little spill of something, so.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Butterfingers?
Yeah, exactly. Skittles.
Wow.
I had to taste the
that's
rainbow.
Nothing. Yeah.
See, I was tasting the rainbow after that month, and that's what got me. I forgot. It's over with.
Aha.
After that month. You were tasting the rainbow the entire month. You know you were. Don't lie.
I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I want to be called Baroness now, please, okay?
So when's the surgery?
And please respect my pronouns, fat ass.
Oh, we can do that.
I'm
Yeah.
sure we could do that, no problem.
Oh, I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can.
Arrgh.
So happy Independence Day weekend to you, Anonymous, and to everyone out there who's watching, whether you're in the States or you're stationed abroad. Happy Independence Day weekend.
And to you English? Nah.
Yeah, we beat you.
But of course, before we get underway with this morning's show, or afternoon, or evening, depending on where you're at, I do want to say hello again to Anonymous,
Who's that?
who said, "Oh, geez, it's these guys again." Yeah, and you're amongst us now. So
Yeah.
Well, you know, if you can't beat them, join them, I guess.
then of course Raquel SSG. She's
Hello,
here.
Raquel.
Morning, Raquel.
Morning, afternoon, wherever it is you are. And I just want to bring one thing up. This is actually a true story here, since we brought up Independence Day. Do you know what King George III, the crazy King George of the clocks, wrote in his personal diary on July 4th, 1776?
What did you write?
And this is a bit of a paraphrase, but it basically wrote, "Nothing of interest happened today."
Aha.
Now, concerning
Nile.
well, no. The
River
thing
in
is,
Egypt.
the thing is because of communication between the colonies and, of course, Britain itself. They had no idea what was going on in our colonies at that time. So for him, that day, until the news got to him, nothing of interest happened. Now, that brings into that important thing: never say anything about the B word, boring or too quiet, because it's going to bite you in the ass. And for King George, it did. But no, that's absolutely true. And do you know where the copy of the Declaration of Independence is?
Where?
It was ripped up by King George III. He jumped on it, and is currently in the tower in the archives.
Interesting.
What we have,
I never knew that.
right? What we have are technically copies, but there was more than one. And good old Benjamin Franklin was a forger, which being a forger at that time was not a looked down upon thing, because they didn't have Xerox machines. So he had to, so he helped recopy those documents for our files. You always keep a copy for yourself.
Copy.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he got the copy, we got the original. I don't know, but he got a copy of it, ripped it up, jumped up and down on top of it, and then what was left of it, they have stored in the Tower Museum.
Yeah. Now, being smart men as they were,
yeah.
If they made copies before, actually they had to have made copies before they sent it
Right.
to him.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing this historical significance of what they were doing,
Mm-hmm.
I would absolutely believe that they kept the original and sent him the forgery.
Yeah, more than possible. More than possible. All I know is one copy went there, and then there's I can't remember how many that were left behind in the United States, and a couple are only known of. So.
Yep. And may freaking King George, what a child.
Well, he went nuts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he went nuts. He went bonkers. He was a big outdoorsman. In fact, this is interesting. And there's a true story about the two Georges. Well, you had, of course, King George III, and he had George Friedrich Handel. And of course, they wanted to have their own great musical piece in English. So Handel, of course, did Messiah. And then, of course, when it came to the Hallelujah chorus. Now, to back up a little bit, King George did not like Handel. He thought he was an effeminate little fob, because King George was out there hunting things down, being a manly man while going crazy. Handel was, of course, one of those that was obviously like us, sitting around inside a room and doing geeky things, and his geeky thing was music. So when the Messiah was first performed, they came to the Hallelujah chorus, and King George stood up. Well, King George stands up, everybody else stands up. And that's why traditionally, if you hear the Hallelujah chorus, you have to stand. But the reason why he stood was he was so full of himself, he thought that the Hallelujah chorus was about him.
Mm-hmm. You're so vain.
Yeah, huh?
That you think the song is about you.
And of course, they do have that movie. Yeah, and of course they got that movie, The Madness of King George, out there. But yeah, he was obsessed about clocks. He had rooms full of clocks he would go through and wind them and all that. tried to get him, locked away because he was, bonkers. So, yeah, King George was an interesting character, needless to say.
Yeah. Sounds that way. Apparently, Admiral Teague says his pee turned blue, and then he went crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt if that's the case. I mean, certain diseases can do that to you.
Hey, and hello to Dempsey. Hello to Admiral Teague.
And excuse me if I butcher this. I don't mean to do it on purpose. Bifer the Hobbit
I think you got
says
it.
Disney should have released Dial of Destiny in November. This movie is going to be one hell of a turkey that Disney would have to carve up. Oh,
And I don't think it matters.
I saw it, and the first 20 minutes were great because it felt like an Indiana Jones adventure.
Bum-ba-da-bum.
And then after that first 20 minutes, it just starts going downhill. It starts that slow, sluggish walk through the movie. And you know what? Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character, Helena Shaw, she doesn't have the charm or the spunk or the wit of Marion Ravenwood.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I should have done it this way. My apologies. I should know better than that.
What the hell you say?
There we go.
And the kids that they have in this movie, again, he lacks the charm that Short Round had. And there were elements of this movie that made me go, no, a kid that size and a guy that size, it has no chance. And honestly, this movie did not need to be made. They did not need to go through with it. I know, to a lot of people, should have gone through Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. But you know what? I think a lot of people, including myself, are going to have a better appreciation for Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull now that we've seen the Dial of Destiny.
I reserve the right to not see Dial of Destiny just so I can still hate Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
So,
I hate.
You don't want it. You don't want this moment, Anonymous.
No, I remember when that was considered the poorest of the Indiana Jones films. But no, Steven Spielberg and Lucas had to say, hold my beer, and did the Crystal Skull. But that wasn't good enough. Kathleen Kennedy had to go, here, hold my malt liquor. And, boom, there we go.
Yeah, I never understood that. When Temple of Doom came out, I loved it. And then it was one like later on, everybody was like, it's not that good. It was kind of weird with the mysticism. I don't know. It's like, what are you talking about? The freaking movie was fantastic.
Yeah,
I never understood it, and so now I have to hate this movie because like a lot of people just looking down on it, and I didn't know for years. I watched the movie 100 times, and I just loved it every time, and I just didn't get it. I did not get the hate for that movie that some people had, or not hate. I don't know if they hate, but they don't like it as much as the other two.
Well, I put it. I have to be honest. I have it on the bottom of the three. But that doesn't say much. I mean, look at the quality of all those films. I mean, Raiders is obviously number one.
High.
Yeah, Raiders is one. Coming in a very close second is Crusade, and then again coming in a third is the Temple of Doom. And something's got to fill that spot. It doesn't mean it's not good. It just means that you don't think it holds as strong as the others, but it's still watchable. And when it came out, I was just going into my teens, early teens, and heck, that was a wild ride. It was fun to watch. It was crazy, and there were things about it. Obviously, I didn't like fully, but but it was still fun. You didn't get turned off by it. You didn't walk away going, "Geez," not like Crystal Skull, where Mike was going through the run times of the movies before we came on here, and that one seemed to be a lot slower paced for an action film. It seemed to drag Crystal Skull, even though it wasn't that long of a film. It was in the same category as the others. I have not seen Raiders, basically Indiana Jones and the Flea Bag of Doom, but this current one, I will see it when it comes out on other media, so I'm not going to criticize it too much, or praise it for that matter. But yeah, it's
Well, speaking of the runtime, the runtime for the Battle of Destiny was 2 hours 34 minutes. That's a big contrast when you look at the runtime for Raiders of the Lost Ark, which was an hour and 56 minutes. Temple of Doom was an hour and 58 minutes. Then you have The Last Crusade, which was 2 hours and 7 minutes, and then Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, that was 2 hours and 2 minutes.
Right. So, where you should have an action film in that area. I always sit back and say an action film should be anywhere from 90 minutes to close to, to 2 hours. And that's it. You don't want to go longer than that.
And the main big problem with this movie is that they drag it along. There are chase scenes that last longer than they need to last. Story plot threads that they take too long to get to. You know how in Raiders we pretty much knew the relationship between Marion and Indiana Jones within the first few moments of dialogue when they actually see each other on screen? On here, they like to drag that out with Helena, and heck, when she sees Indy, and yes, this is going to be spoilers, so I'm going to go ahead and put up the spoiler card.
Oh, and while you're doing that, while we're doing this, I'm going to do this too.
The scene is also in the trailer too, so it's not too much of a spoiler.
But let's hit this. Let's hit this anyways. Okay, you've been warned.
But when Indy is in this bar across the street from the university, and Helena Shaw comes in, she says to Indy, "You don't remember me." And she's real quick to point out that she's a strong feminist. I know it's the 60s. I know what was going on during that time. But they're so quick to want to point that out instead of, introducing her as, the Senior Shaw's daughter, even though in the first 20 minutes you do find out that Senior Shaw does have a daughter. But I'm sorry, Phoebe Waller-Bridge is not a leading lady. She's not for an Indiana Jones film. Maybe for another film or
some feminist fantasy film that that Fleabag that she may star in, or drama, weird crap. She's not a action star, type person. She's just butt ugly, just cringy is all get out, and she's completely unlikable. I mean, why?
She's unlikable. Helena Shaw is unlikable. Her snarky comments, her stupid little smirk that she makes, the shit-eating grin, like I said in my video, that she makes during the movie. It's like, oh, you're insufferable. Marion wasn't.
Marion was a strong female character.
Right.
That was well thought out, well acted. She wasn't that type of stuff. She had flaws. She wasn't overpowered. She was just a good foil for Indiana Jones.
Right.
And she was a really well written character, and that's why we all loved her.
Yes. But we don't like those characters. We don't like strong characters. They didn't have those back in those day, Animals. What the hell are you talking about?
I'm living in fantasy land, dude.
You are. But the thing is, I know, but the serious thing is, she was more feminist, quote unquote, than Fleabag.
Mm-hmm.
Look how
She was
strong
a true
she was.
feminist.
Right.
She was a true
Didn't need
feminist.
no man.
Yeah, but the thing is she was also feminine. As much as she was that tomboyish, rough, tough, tumble girl, which obviously she had to be considering who her father was and what he did, and of course the fact that she has a history with Indy.
And the profession she was in,
Right.
She was a bartender in like Turkey or something. I don't know
Tibet.
where she was, but
Tibet.
Look at that!
Yeah.
Look at all the tough life she had to live there, and
Yeah.
how she had to be. So yeah,
And how she drank the guys under the table, but when it came to be feminine, she it's like, whoa, she's still a lady, she's still a woman. And it's like, not denying who and what she is. But of course, the situations is, okay, I got to be tough here, but now I can be sweet and tender, when she's trying to take care of Indy on board the boat after, even when she
Knows how to
does
put
smack
on
him
the
in the mirror with
dress.
them. Yeah, and even when she smacks him in the head with the mirror by accident. But she's trying to take care of him. Yeah.
I mean, even Elsa in The Last Crusade, she was an independent woman. Yeah, we found out which side she was on later on, but
Well, that's because she talks in her sleep.
she is what you would call a misguided, strong female character. That was
she's
a
also-
true, not misunderstood, but just misguided, I guess.
Well, she was a true femme fatale.
Yeah. But she had the right motivations. She just had the wrong route to get to where, because her, like I said, I've heard said Indy and her both had the same goals.
Right.
It was about the history. It was about the artifact. Everything that they were searching for. It wasn't about who got it. For
Right.
her, it was about getting there. And but she chose the wrong side, and she chose the wrong road to get there.
Right.
But she did come back from time to time because she didn't want to be the Nazi. She didn't want to be, to kill Indy or. She even betrayed her own guy. She picked up the wrong freaking chalice, so he would die. She knew better.
yep. And before we get into
Spoilers.
the stories that I have lined up that are related to Indiana Jones and everything, I do want to say hello to everybody who's in the chat at the moment. I want to say hello to Admiral Teague. Welcome, Admiral. Good to see you. And Jet Sparks is here. Welcome, Jet Sparks. Good to see you as well. Dempsey is here with us. Good to see you, Dempsey. And the Padawannabe is here. Welcome, Padawannabe. And he says about Marion, I think Marion might have had more balls in the sack than Indy. She was definitely wilder than he was. Yes, she was.
Yeah. No doubts.
And then the Princess of YouTube, the lovely Leia Rose.
She is also the president and sole member of the Phil McCracken fan club.
Hello, Leia Rose.
So, what are we going to talk about that's Indiana Jones related? Well, there's some new expensive figures based on Indiana Jones that are being released.
Yay.
And there's also yet another rumor. Yay, another rumor. How many times have we heard this one? Kathleen Kennedy is now gone from Lucasfilm. Yeah, okay. Yeah, uh-huh.
I heard that was true. What, is that not true?
I you know what?
I believe everything I hear on the internet. You're supposed to, right?
Uh-huh. Right. You're supposed to believe everything someone tells you on the internet, whether it's in
No matter
text
how many
form
times
or
they
video
tell it.
form. Yeah. But yeah, we'll definitely have our opinions on that rumor. But of course, first thing we're going to take a look at, because it just updated, and
Da-da-da-da.
we're going to find out how much movie this really didn't make. How much money this movie didn't make. See, I can't even speak straight. That's what this movie did to me.
Oh.
rotted your brain.
Yes, it did. So there you see it, ladies and gentlemen. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Droolsny. It'll cause you to fall asleep and drool. Made $60 million. $60 million for an Indiana Jones film. $60 million for a $300 million plus budgeted film. That's pathetic.
But they still have today to go, man. They could pull it out today.
I think he said the important word, pull out.
Bow
They
out!
need to pull it out of the theaters. Oh, it's just, yeah. Fall Lapo. Can anybody say that?
Yeah, it makes the Crystal Skull look good. And then, of course, you get to these numbers right here, because this does count for the Thursday premiere, saying $82 million for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then $70 million international for $152 million. That I'm not even sorry saying this. That is pathetic. That's shite.
Yeah. That's crap.
Well, yeah. You know, it's bittersweet, I guess. You hate for your favorite characters to be turned into this, but you love to see them fail this hard. And how many times does it take before they learn a lesson? You know, somebody on the board has got to be just throwing, you know, glasses at the wall over losing. I mean, even Disney's stock is going down again, has it not?
It's been going down.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like even further now. It's just they're losing money hand over fist, and they're hemorrhaging money, and they can't stop it, even because they keep trying to plug the holes in the dam with Jello. It doesn't freaking work.
Nope.
No ideology is worth this. You're destroying your company. No, well, I said ideology, not religion. But
sometimes it's the same thing, you know.
It is for them. It is the same thing. I know.
Yeah.
I know they worship at the altar of this beast that they've created, but eventually it's going to fall to ruin, and you know, they're going to be standing in the rubble, I guess. I don't know. They're just going to go down the ship.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't want to talk too much about this right now, because I want to save my my thoughts as the stories continue on. But this is not good. This is not good at all. No.
And even Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, that dropped off too. For this weekend, for example, it only made $11.5 million domestically, and then Elemental, that made $11.3 million. No hard feelings with, you know, the first actor in the world, Jennifer Lawrence. Well, that made $7.5 million, and then you have Transformers: Rise of the Beast rounding up the top 5 with $7 million.
And these numbers across the board are, you know, well, I mean, obviously Transformers all have been out for a little while, but this is pathetic for this time of year. And yeah, you can put some like Indiana Jones out at this time and against other big films, and they'd all do good, because in my day and such, you'd go from one theater to another theater, and because it's summertime.
Yeah,
this is summertime.
Blockbuster season. This time used to be filled to the brim of freaking movies and blockbusters, one right after the other. And now
you would see advertisements for tentpole movies like the ones that we're getting out now months in advance.
Yeah.
But even before the movie came out, sometimes McDonald's would have a special Happy Meal or a special burger promotion around the film, like Jurassic Park or Batman Forever.
And the glasses.
Indiana Jones promotion. Where's the Indiana Jones promotions? That should be numero uno. Somebody bidding and trying to get that the rights to do the promotion, McDonald's or Burger King or Pizza Hut, somebody.
Have you not gone to the Depends website? They got right there. They got that.
Well, I haven't been there in a while, so
yeah. Oh, yeah. You gotta get the special Indiana Jones. It's kind of like underoos for us old folks that can't, never trust the fart people. Yeah, they're there when it depends. Yeah, Harrison Ford's prominent on there, and Fleabag is also prominently put in the right spots. So when you go, never mind. We won't go there.
Heading up the female underwears.
Underoos, or she's
And
right
you
in
know
the
what,
back
Admiral
half black.
I wouldn't be surprised if that 60 is projected. I don't believe any of the numbers coming out of the box office ever since Captain Marvel.
No. Oh, and that brings up the big question. Where the hell is The Flash?
The Flash isn't even on the list. Let's expand this a little bit. And when I say on the list, it's not even part of the top 5. Ooh, The Flash fell all the way to number 8.
Last week was number 3. 67% drop. And it's been out for how long? 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. The Little Mermaid, 6 weeks, is doing better. Transformers, which was out a week before that, is doing better. And it's in the top 5. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Again, that came up. That's been out for 5 weeks, and it's done better than The Flash.
And I like this from Dempsey. Activate the Metamucil sponsors, probably.
Yeah.
In preparation H.
Get your Geritol.
Yeah, you gotta watch MeTV and Antenna TV because that's where they have all those commercials for the colostomy bags, Depends, and walk-in tubs, which I think is the coolest thing to ever come out. I want one. I wanted one when I was 30.
Not as good as you think.
But
the seal break. I'm not getting
and
a
make sure
geriatric
that
talk.
Indy has his insure.
Yeah, insure. You talking about breaking the seals? Are you torturing seals again? We gotta break the seal.
I gotta club them.
Well, you've seen what Prince people do to seals.
Mm-hmm. Well, Animos is the type that goes out there and pounds on baby seals and feels guilty about it afterwards. And of course, today our baby seal is Cash Money. So
I get over it real quick though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this box office for the summer so far, it's pitiful.
Actually, Jet Sparks is right. Applebee's has a promotion, but it's the worst promotion you can ever have. What, you spend $25, $35, you get a free ticket.
Yeah, I was actually talking to someone yesterday on a stream, and he and his wife had gone to Applebee's, and they spent enough to get 2 tickets.
Mm-hmm. Which is not hard to do these days.
No, not with the price of going out to a restaurant.
Yeah, really.
But they're having to give tickets away. And in the old days, when there was a ticket giveaway, it was a contest. And it wasn't just to go to the theater. It was a fancy thing. You were treated like, an imitation king for that ticket that you won, or tickets.
Yeah, I remember before, the public got to see Batman Forever. My sister actually called into a radio station in San Diego that was giving away tickets to the premiere of Batman Forever, and she won. And at this premiere, one of my friends from high school, who at the time was battling cancer, he actually won the tickets too. So it was a nice little outing to be able to see my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And also see Batman Forever. And one of the things that they gave away before anybody in the area had access to them were the glass mugs that they made for Batman Forever for McDonald's.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, when I was heavily involved in fandom, I had the right contacts. I had contacts back in the day. But I was able to see the films with the press screenings. And, of course, the press screenings had swag. It wasn't big stuff. But I remember seeing Alien Nation at the press screening, and they had a guy dressed up as one of the newcomers, and they were handing out either a little thing that showed you what the alphabet was in the film, or they gave you a driver's license for George Francisco, which I took, and I don't know where the hell I think I lost that, which pains me because I thought that was the coolest thing, California license. But there was a lot of those great things that I went to that let's see, Running Man. Running Man was one of those. That was in the theater with Jesse Ventura. And of course, the next day he was on the radio and he lied through his freaking teeth saying, I haven't seen the film yet. Bitch, please, I talked to you in the theater.
Well,
Jesse Ventura lies.
Too many chair
you.
shots
I don't.
to the head.
Yeah, too much steroids too. Yeah, him and his lovely wife, and she is a nice lady. His wife. Him, however, he's a bit of a prick.
Yeah, and moving from the box office to this, trying to keep everything kind of coordinated as far as talking about Indiana Jones. New Indiana Jones figures revealed by Mezco, Hasbro, and Hot Toys. And real quick before we even talk about it, I need to put those previous links into the chat because that is something I do here.
You're falling down, man. You're falling down. This is what happens when Cash isn't here.
That's right.
This is Cash's fault.
Yes. Like Phil says, I blame Cash Money.
I hope you're sleeping good. I hope you're having sweet dreams, Cash.
Cashy boy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so this article from Superhero Hype says new Indiana Jones figures revealed by Mezco, Hasbro, and Hot Toys. This article was posted on the 28th of June. It says it's almost time for the allegedly final Indiana Jones movie to hit theaters. Oh, it's going to be the final one. And I don't have any insiders. I'm just saying based on the box office and based how boring most of the movie is, it's meh.
And the fact that Indy couldn't keep his mud, but it's like, I never trust a fart. Oh.
But as the article says, it's almost time for the allegedly final Indiana Jones movie to hit theaters, and just before it does, all the toy companies want you to know there will be plenty of chances to take home the world's most daring fictional archaeologists. Mezco will bring him into the 112 collection. Hot Toys enlivens every wrinkle with their Dial of Destiny figure, and Hasbro has revealed their third, possibly final wave of Adventure Series figures. And it says that's hot. Hot Toys Dial of Destiny figure comes in a regular version and a deluxe edition with rope bridge base. His head includes 2 articulated eyeball action feature, and he comes with the iconic bullwhip and the Dial of Destiny, along with other archaeological tools like a light-up flashlight. No guns, though. The war is over for now. Huh.
Uh-huh. What the fuck is that? I'm sorry. What the frick is that?
Baron, you know there's a disclaimer before the show starts. You don't
I
have to
know
worry about that.
Oh, we are 43 minutes in. Okay. Sorry. What the fuck is that?
Yeah. And I do want to say hello to Pop Culture Mechanic. Pop Culture, I still need to talk to you about a future appearance, what day might work out for you. So I'll probably send you a DM later.
So get your toolkit ready.
Hello.
We're going to need to fix Cash. He broke. Phil broke him.
Wearing
The
him
article,
down.
yeah, well, Phil is the devil. He's driving us insane.
Oh, by the way, should I say this? Paul is actually going to finish that song, I hear.
I've
I
heard
can't
him
wait.
say it too.
Yeah, I hope he does.
Me too. The article continues by saying, as of this writing, he's not up for pre-order yet, but he should go up soon at Sideshow's website. Of course, there's a link. I'll go ahead and include that link too, in case anybody wants to take another look at it.
Mm-hmm. If you have more money than common sense, yep.
And it goes on to say Mezco's version includes a gun, multiple whips, torch with removable blow darts, spiderweb bag of sand, a pedestal with a fertility idol. Indy himself gets 4 interchangeable heads, multiple hands, and a logo base that unfortunately for originalist purists reads Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. No, 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 no. Everybody knows it's just Raiders of the Lost Ark. There's no Indiana Jones before it.
That's right.
Yeah. Why Lucas and Spielberg decided to do that, I have no idea. But I guess they wanted symmetry. It's like...
Yeah, but everybody knows it as Raiders.
Yeah, it's dun da 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 bum bum ba da da Raiders of the Lost Ark.
What? Yeah,
that's right.
That's why the theme's called the Raiders March.
Mm-hmm.
It's not called the Indiana Jones March.
Mm-hmm. Watch Indy get chased by balls. Big balls.
Perfect example of not having a plan. So if they had any idea to do sequels, and if they had any idea it was going to be as good as it was and be a hit, then maybe they would have named it Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. But they probably felt that they couldn't just name the sequels Temple of Doom and then
Last Crusade.
Last Crusade. So my brain fart. Without putting Indiana Jones, I don't know. It's just they needed the franchise and they needed Indy to be a household name, I guess, to help promote it.
He already has been. He was already there. I mean, he didn't need to change. But.
Well, there's normies out there that they would saw Temple of Doom and just thought, what's that?
Well, no, I'm talking about having to rename it now.
Oh yeah, well yeah. I mean, it's just there wasn't enough forethought at the beginning, and then now they got to go back and retcon it, I guess.
Well, also remember, as far as the casting of Indiana Jones, George Lucas didn't want Harrison Ford in the role.
Nope.
Because he was already Han Solo. Yeah.
And in fact, he almost didn't get Han Solo because he was in American Graffiti, even though it was a small part.
Yep.
And the Padawannabe says, wait, did I hear right? Not one single snake accessory? So far, you've heard right.
I hate snakes.
And Dempsey says, Indy barely had anything to do with the events of the first movie.
Oh, that's a good debate.
Yeah, I mean, someone did go through there and say that Indiana, you could have the whole film without Indiana Jones and it would still come out the way it did, except for probably the Ark being put into the thing. But the big thing was, I mean, Totes would have gotten the head. They would have known where the Ark was. They would have gotten it. They would have done the thing, and they'd all melt. It's like...
Yep. And the Ark would just be sitting there, just waiting for somebody to walk by and get it.
Yeah, all nice and happy, with all these, these skeletons or whatever all around,
Yep. And Godzillionaire says, back when they made good self-contained stories that were successful enough to become franchises, not let's start a franchise.
Right.
Absolutely. And I want to say hello to Stephen Ransom. Rest in peace, Cash Money. I'm sure you'll need it. Game on.
These people, except for Stephen Random, just don't understand, man. You get on there and you start playing your game, man, and you're with Phil McCracken. You got to beat Phil, man. These people.
They're just silly.
Mm-hmm.
And I can hear Cash now. I love it. Even when I'm not on Pop Talk, you guys still talk about me. Because you're not here.
Not on Pop Talk, he's on Pop Talk.
Yeah, it's the rule. It's the rule. I mean...
Just like when I'm not here, why do you think there's PACIFIC414 Pirate Talk?
Why do you think I make an effort to be here all the time? And, And Automases are cash money from Wish. So
Wait, you're relegating Anonymous to Wish? Wow.
Hey, I'm cheap.
Even I
Yeah,
can't
see?
do
That
that.
break easy.
yeah, see, he even admits it.
You can,
But yeah.
you can have me for a pence.
I mean, I'm not paying $130 for an Indiana Jones figure. Heck no, I could spend that much money on groceries.
Well, if you're into that sort of thing, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
Or pay bills for that
yeah.
amount of money.
Well, I mean, us poors, we got better things to spend our money on.
Well,
but
let's face it. You know, Mike's going to be sitting there eating his cornflakes, going, "Damn, I could have had that action figure."
that's right.
No, but I got
I'm
cornflakes.
waiting for the Phoebe Waller-Bridge action
Oh.
figure.
Oh,
in
God, no.
action figure.
Yeah, in action figure. Yeah, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna tie it to a sail on a little remote control boat, and then I'm gonna put it out into the lake. And then
Well-
I'm gonna have a little explosions, little bombs like fire, like M80s or whatever.
Well, wait a little while and go to the.
Just send it out there.
Yeah, well, wait a little while and go to the $1.25 General or Five Below, and you'll get, you'll get it. They'll be there,
sure.
cheap.
Oh,
Get a bunch of them.
Fill the boat with tannerite, and then just like shoot at it with my AR from like 50 yards away. Just watch it explode.
But yeah, $130 for a figure that has a pre-order up until the 19th of this month. No, I'm gonna pass.
Yeah.
Oh God, here he is.
And then we have Hasbro, and it says, as for Hasbro, they did previously reveal the lineup for Adventure Series 3 with what they call a pipeline reveal during their last fan stream. The fan stream this morning not only had none for the future, but confirmed there will be no new reveals at Comic-Con either. Fans suspect the worst, that once again we'll be robbed of some of the best characters as figures because Hasbro rushed out a ton of generic men in suits rather than the Ram or the Crystal Skeleton. It goes on to say if this is the last wave, it at least includes key characters Henry Jones, Elsa Schneider, Grail Knight, and new villain Jurgen Voller. Mads Mikkelsen, I'll give him credit. He did the best with what he was given. There is also an obligatory indie variant and Antonio Banderas, Ronaldo, who does very little in the new movie. Yep. Collect them all. Yeah, whatever. It's Indiana Jones 5. Do we really care? I know I'm talking about it, but I'm talking about it because I saw it.
Yeah, well, it needs to be talked about.
Yeah. So this is part of their Last Crusade for the Adventures line. There's Indy with the Grail Knight. And there's Elsa. And I got a few things to say about it. And then there's the Grail Knight and Indy. There's Elsa looking at the Grail. Then here's the box art. There's Mads Mikkelsen's character in Dial of Destiny. More of his character. And then the box art. Now, take a look at the actress who played Elsa Schneider in The Last Crusade. And yeah. And then take a look at the action figure that's supposed to be based on her.
What the hell?
Yeah. And then here's another shot. It doesn't even look like her. I can understand if they weren't able to get her permission to use her likeness, but come on, man. It doesn't even look like her.
That's a nice face.
If only. If only.
I'd like to find out.
And then, of course, the accessories.
Mm-hmm. Choose wisely. You have chosen wisely.
You have chosen wisely.
In fact, wasn't that for one of the burger? They had the glasses or cups for it, and they had the knight doing "You have chosen wisely." I remember that now.
Yeah, I do too. And look at the work on the knight. I think
like
that's
that.
a real nice paint job on it.
Mm-hmm. That's the figure I'd probably get if I had a choice. Oh, look at that! He can even sheath the sword. That's neat.
Yeah.
And just think about this. Think about the characters in the first three movies.
Mm-hmm.
How cool they look. Elsa looked cool. She had her outfit, her demeanor, her style, everything. Like the little Nazi dude that got burnt by the medallion. Look how menacing that dude and creepy that dude was. He was an interesting character.
Mm-hmm.
And what are the interesting characters in the new movie? Do you see any? Mads Mikkelsen? No, he looks like what does he look like? He's plain Jane dude in the suit.
Well, yeah, I mean, look at
menacing.
Look at that in Raiders. Look at that in Raiders when Marion's going to get interrogated by Toth, and he walks in, and he brings out, and it looks like the metal thing on a chain and another metal thing, and it looks like it's some sort of torture device. Then he turns it into a hanger and puts it up. I mean, absolutely perfect. And now that you brought that up, we have to do the proper thing here.
From Kraken, worst troll ever.
There we go.
And
He's on a timeout, Phil, because of you.
I mean,
broken.
They got the actor's likeness. It actually looks like him.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what angle they shoot it at. And I know this isn't the final product, and some of it's a render of what the final product is going to look like, but still. And then, of course, Sean Connery.
Look at him. The bow tie and the hat and the. It was the costuming and everything was just so much. I don't know. It's just it pops. It makes a better impact.
Pops. They cared about what they were doing. They wanted to make everything look just right. If they were using anything that was supposed to represent World War II, they tried to make it as accurate as possible. Yes, there were some mistakes.
Oh yeah, anachronisms. Yeah, there was some of that, but you know what? You didn't care.
No.
I know. I hate to do this. I have to agree with Pat Wannabe. I think it was the Pepsi versus Coke commercial, and I can't remember if it was Pepsi. Maybe it was Pepsi. Coke. I don't know. But I think he's right. It was the Cola War commercial. And what's important too is it's just not the suit; it's how he was in the suit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, the suit fit him. The suit fit his personality, his demeanor. It was everything about his character was just spot on, and it made it more interesting.
It did.
It told you everything you needed to know about the character, just by the way he was dressed.
Running across the beach, opening and closing his umbrella to scare the birds.
To get him to fly into the plane and.
And Peter having a heart attack because of it. Yeah.
Fuck
him. That's why.
We named the dog Indiana.
I want S-words for 100 Alex. Yeah.
You were named after the dog?
I mean, see, that's Last Crusade. It has memorable lines. Temple of Doom still has memorable lines. Even how silly it gets, it still has memorable lines. And, of course, Raiders.
Kill the monkey brains.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. You beat me to it, yeah.
Kalema! Kalema!
Kunat Karafre!
He no nuts. He crazy.
Yeah.
And now, Wady, we going for a ride.
Snakes.
And of
Why did
course-
that be snakes?
Indiana. I mean, that doesn't look too bad, but I'm not forking over a lot of money for it.
Yeah, I like him with the P40 there, man. Which, of course, is the anachronism. It could be a P38, but it still would be anachronistic.
And then here's Antonio Banderas' character Ronaldo, who's not even in it very long.
You didn't say it right. You said Ronaldo. Da-da-da-da.
I know I didn't say it right. But I mean, here he is. Yeah, it looks all right. But again, his character doesn't really make much of an impact in this new movie. So those are the Indiana Jones action figures that are being released. And now to the last bit of Indiana Jones talk before we move on to other articles. And of course, and it's what I've already let you all know that we're talking about, is guess what? Kathleen Kennedy, she's gone, according to another rumor. Another rumor stating she's gone.
Okay, just a second.
How many times are we going to hear that?
I'm not going to believe it until she's actually in the freaking soup line at the local mission. I want footage. I want proof.
I want concrete evidence that
Yes.
she is gone.
I want to see the termination papers signed by Iger or whoever's on the board or whatever.
Okay, I'm ready for this now. I'm all ready.
And Pat Wannabe says, which figure will be the last Lando on the rack? That's an interesting question when it comes to those Indiana Jones figures. I would think it might be Antonio Banderas' character, Ronaldo.
Did they make a Phoebe Waller-Bridge one?
Not yet.
I hope
Well,
they
if
don't.
they do, that will be the last one on the rack. Yeah.
Someone might
No
make
Crystal
a
Skull
mistake.
figures. Yep. And Steven Ransom says no Crystal Skull figures. No.
I wanted
none
the
for
Mutt
the
figure.
Crystal Skull.
I want Mutt.
And if I was going to have a crystal, it'd be cool to have a crystal skull. But if I wanted one, I would get one from Stargate.
I'd
Yeah,
steal it
I
from
could see
the
that.
museums.
They did it better.
So this article was posted on Bounty in the Comics on Friday. It's by John F. Trent, and it says another rumor claims Kathleen Kennedy is now gone from Lucasfilm. Yeah, right.
Here, I'm all ready. See, notice how ready I am.
I see that. I'm going to go ahead and put you up on the big screen.
Let's come
I'm
back
ready.
for all your Star Wars and Lucasfilm content.
Baron Zero. Yes, another rumor is making the rounds that Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy is now gone from Lucasfilm. It goes on to say the latest rumor comes from Twitter scooper Twip who writes, I'm hearing Kathleen Kennedy is now gone from Lucasfilm. It goes on to say the scooper has been right on a number of previous scoops, including Nicolas Cage appearing as Superman in the Flash film, that a Harry Potter TV series was in development at HBO Max, Andy Serkis would appear in Andor, and more. Following this rumor, the Park Place investigative journalist Jonas J. Campbell relayed on the WDW Pro that sources informed him that the word from Burbank is that it was very late there, and it goes on to say, and there are a few factions forming underneath Alan Bergman and Dana Walden, the head of Disney Studios, to say there are two factions forming that are fighting over this exact issue, whether it is marketing or the quality of the film.
Now, wait a moment. Jonas J. Campbell, doesn't he work for the Daily Bugle?
That's his nephew.
Okay.
So it goes on to say WDW Pro then posted, it is our understanding based on this source and other sources that that Alan Bergman's camp, they are no fan of Lucasfilm as it is currently constituted. The Bergman camp is not a fan of Kathleen Kennedy and is pushing potentially for Kathleen Kennedy to leave and leave soon. He continued, "We believe that Dana Walden is potentially in favor of Kennedy staying and in favor of this marketing be damned kind of approach where they say it was the commercials, it was trailers. They did not do a good enough job explaining what this film was." At the end of the video, WDW Pro did hedge. "We're waiting to see what happens. We do not have concrete evidence that Kathleen Kennedy is gone, but there is smoke. There is growing billows of smoke, and don't be surprised, folks, if in a month, 2 months, things are beginning to happen at a rapid pace. This cannot continue." Yeah, but also with Hollywood nowadays, and I'm not trying to discredit WDW Pro because he's been right in the past on things that he's reported, but Hollywood, like a lot of businesses, look at Budweiser. They like to fail upwards anymore.
Yeah, what happened? What happened when Chapek got fired? You knew about it instantly.
Yeah.
What happened when not Leslie Headland, but the special effects supervisor, whatever her name is. Dang it,
Victoria Alonso.
What happened when she got fired? You
We
knew
heard
about it. If she got fired, and why would they keep it under wraps?
They would.
And they like to fire
release it.
people over Twitter.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I
don't buy it.
I'm not going to voice my opinion till the article's over with on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this article goes on to say these scoops or rumors come on the heels of YouTuber John Campea, who claimed in November 2022 that a source informed him that Kennedy would be removed following the release of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Campea said, "This is what I heard. I have heard that the decision to remove Kathleen Kennedy has already been made and that she will be gone either sometime before or very, very, very shortly thereafter the release of Indiana Jones 5. He added, "Now I want to be very, very clear here. I cannot independently say to you and confirm that this is fact. I will say that one of the two people that have contacted me has 1,000% average on the things they've informed me of." Oh God, that picture's hideous.
I'm still convinced that picture is that's one of the actors, one of their people out there for publicity.
It has to be.
Yeah.
And it goes on to say WDW Pro at that Park Place had previously claimed in July 2022 that Kennedy would exit the company in late 2023 after the release of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. He wrote, "What I had been hearing for years is that Kathleen Kennedy wants to finish Indiana Jones 5 and she wants to continue having Star Wars influence." Well, we already know what her Star Wars influence is. Stories after George.
Yeah.
And it goes on to say, he later noted, "I think that Kathleen Kennedy may finally sunset her obligations at that point. It will likely be late 2023, and of course, plenty can change between now and then." Goes on to say, making Star Wars, Jason Ward also claimed Kennedy would exit the company following the fifth Indiana Jones film. A recap of Ward's paywalled podcast was shared to Reddit by user Sidon Itano, and it read in part, "Jason heard that Kathleen Kennedy will step down as Lucasfilm president after Indiana Jones 5, but will still produce movies. Kevin Feige will run Lucasfilm, but will have separate divisions run by other people. And it asks the obligatory, what do you make of these new rumors that Kathleen Kennedy is gone from Lucasfilm and that Disney executives are splitting into factions to lay blame, game over, the box office results for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny? I'll believe it when I see it. You know what? The Cubs will make the playoffs this year before Kathleen Kennedy is fired from Lucasfilm. And I don't even believe the Cubs will make the playoffs. I do want to clarify that. Cash money fired. Top scoop. Oh, let's see. We got it from Baron Zero.
Mikey Zero. Clickbait. Yeah. Mikey Zero.
Baron Orman Zero. So I've heard recent rumors that Cash Money 007 is no longer a part of Pop Talk.
I know I've been telling the story for a year now, but he's fired. This is real this time.
I've heard those rumors.
They come from Phil.
And yeah, Phil's saying, I believe that Cash Money been fired from Pop Talk before KK from Disney. There's a lot of things I would believe before Kathleen Kennedy being let go from Lucasfilm rumors. To be honest, and I'm not trying to say that I never believed some of the early rumors before. I did. There were rumors that I thought, oh, this could be true. This could be true. But then, of course, the more you cry wolf, the less likely you're going to believe these rumors. And that's the point I'm at. I've heard various sources, cry wolf so many times that I went, no, this is BS.
Yeah.
I don't even watch those videos anymore. And the only reason why I'm talking about it this weekend is because it's coming out on the weekend that Indiana Jones 5 is released. So, Baron, what are your thoughts?
Okay. And, of course, I do not have inside sources. I am not Mikey Zero Clickbait. Hey, I think he's the only YouTuber out there I actually do make fun of, besides their own group. And I'm just going to go off of, some of the stuff that was very credible hearing about beforehand and just my take on what has been transcribing over the last 6 months with Lucasfilm and Disney in general. There was talk that no matter for a while here that this was going to be her own last project and that she would be voluntarily on her own retiring and walking away, which is entirely credible. Entirely credible that could happen, which is why we don't hear anything about being fired. She hasn't been fired, just like you said before. They would be, but there is a fight, and I think the fight is bigger now than it was before on her. I mean, just when Iger had his little, pep talk, and investors were calling in and just grilling him, and showing their displeasure at, basically something like Lucasfilm, which should be laying several golden eggs a day, and they're only getting 1 10 egg possibly. The return on investment is horrible with that. And Disney is hurting. They're hoping for this to be a big moneymaker. This has performed so poorly, absolutely poorly, that investors, I'm sure, are really were holding off to see what would happen. Is this film really going to take off? And using the excuse, it was just the advertisement. Please, Indiana Jones is a household name now. All you had to do to get people in the theater for Crystal Skull was say, Indiana Jones, I'm there, take my money. Even in the 80s, Last Crusade. I mean, boom. And yeah, they had some great advertising for that back then. That was not necessary, but you hyped. The fact that they're going out there and saying that, basically this is this is going to be Indy's last hurrah. Let's have fun one last time out there. Well, people still have a little bit of a bad taste in their mouth from Crystal Skull, and people have a bad taste of where Lucasfilm has gone with the films and their TV shows. I mean, all you have to do is take a look at The Last Jedi. You had to look at The Rise of Palpatine. You have Willow. Even some of the Star Wars. I mean, I brought it up. I mean, who remembers Resistance, the animated series that Filoni did for basically the lead up to The Force Awakens? No one talks about that. That's almost like it's pushed off in the corner. It's always Clone Wars, Bad Batch, Clone Wars. Mm-hmm. And, I watched some of it. Really, it's not a bad show, but there's no interest. Yeah. I do believe her days are numbered there. I don't think she will be there all that long. This is now, again, I have no inside sources. I'm just going off of the fact that you do have this big turmoil. You have some people that want a really clean house over there. And of course, you got the other, and it sounds like another feminist, KK ideologue that wants to keep her there. I honestly think that there's going to be a mutual agreement for her to leave. I think they're going to sit back and say, you were talking about going, here, we're going to lay it down on the line. You're 70-some years old. You have a ton of money from basically being the lady who grabbed Steven Spielberg's coffee when he was filming these movies. And everything you've done here has turned to shit. So we'll give you this nice bye-bye. We're going to sing your praises like you can't believe. And you're going to be seen going out the door. I got this orange asshole bothering me here. And El Diablo Gato, who wants to rock over everything. Get out of here. He's not my cat. I don't like him. I hate him. But yeah, I do think her days are numbered because Disney knows, investors know, this can't continue on. And they do want to put a blame on them. Look at what they did with Chapek. I mean, they put all the blame on him for everything done wrong, and good old Iger had to come in and save the day, where he got grilled, which is the last thing he wanted to have done. He wanted to be seen as a savior, and he was being attacked in that phone call, pep talk that they had. I think there's going to be one of two ways. Either you're going to go and we're going to, and you, like you were talking about, you were saying you want to be retired. Let's do it. And we're going to make it nice. And I think if she decides not to play Hoyle to it, I think it will be a Chapek type of bye-bye. So I'm sure there's talks going on. And there's absolute talks. If she was fired, we'd all know about it. It'll be out there. Yeah. There'll be celebrations in the street. There'll be a celebration in the street no matter what when she goes. She's not going to be in that job forever.
There'll be constant streams on YouTube talking about it.
Yeah,
right.
Us included. I'm not going to say that we wouldn't be talking about it. We would.
Of course.
Right. Exactly.
Dempsey's right. She's so high up, and she knows. I guarantee she knows stuff. Mm-hmm. So when she does leave, it's not going to be sorry on Twitter. You're fired. She no longer works here. It's going to be Kathleen Kennedy has decided to move on to greater things. And we wish her all the best, the luck in the world. We'll miss her so much. And she's been a great asset to our company. And it just pains us that she has to go. But all the best of luck in the future. That's the standard MO. Behind the door, it was like, you screwed the pooch. We're tired of your crap. You got to go.
Right. And the one thing is, when everyone was talking about before, this is her time to go, and then boom, no, she's there, still there, even though shit was going down and things weren't what they're supposed to be, and it was almost a prime time for her to go. I got angry at all these people going, why aren't you asking the most important question? What does she know? What skeletons does she know? And she's using as a leverage that if you get rid of me, this is my dead man switch. I'll let all this stuff go, especially in the time of good old Harvey Weinstein and the Me Too movement. What does she know? Because we know what type of cesspool Disney is. Epstein's girlfriend was in charge of hiring young talent at one time for Disney.
Yeah.
We've seen what some of these Disney stars, these young Disney stars, turn into. Whether it's Lindsay Lohan or Hannah Montana herself, and look what they've turned into. Lindsay Lohan, I mean, they're destroyed people in that machine.
Even Britney Spears, she was a product of the Disney machine too.
Exactly. So it comes down to it: is what does she know? But the thing is I don't think she's smart enough to realize this. It gives them time to find skeletons in her closet, and maybe they finally have some leverage now to do exactly what Dempsey is saying. We're going to have a nice retirement for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a beautiful retirement, and you're going to take it. Because you yourself have been saying that in the fourth quarter of this year, you were thinking about retiring and going into greener pastures. I mean, Lord knows she's got enough money. She's not hurting. She and her husband.
No, I mean, considering all the money she made as an executive producer for films like Indiana Jones, Back to the Future, just to name a few.
Mm-hmm. Right. And
most likely still gets residuals every time that those movies are played on broadcast television or cable or anywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm. And both Lucas and Spielberg, in veiled ways, have shown their displeasure in how she's done things.
Mm-hmm.
How they don't like what they did to the properties that they're so currently made. And I'm sure Spielberg is regretting the fact he suggested that she should be there because, hey, we had this good working relationship. She's been around with us for, however long. She knows what this is about. And then get kicked in the nuts by her. Repeatedly.
Mm-hmm.
Right to the point that she hired someone for doing that Acolyte show who's going out there calling George Lucas basically a misogynist.
Yeah, when you guys read that article during PACIFIC414 Pirate Talk, when I was getting my new computer set up, every time I heard the word like, I was thinking, oh, God, guys, just get through that article. Stop it and get through it.
We wanted to torture you.
Tired. I was tired of hearing like Baron, we're talking about Indiana Jones and Kathleen Kennedy, anonymous. I know, I appreciate you coming on and accepting. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, well, that's just your opinion, man.
Yeah. Only the dude can get away with that.
Yeah.
Only the dude can get away with doing that. Mm-hmm. And that resting bitch face she's got, that's just horrible.
You know what? I don't know about you guys, but I think it's time to move on from talking about Kathleen Kennedy.
Okay. Let me get rid of
it. My final thought, and you guys can give your final thought before I give mine, on what we've discussed, the box office, the action figures based on Indiana Jones, and this supposed rumor about her being fired again.
Mm-hmm. All I gotta say is this.
It stinks.
Anonymous?
Believe it when I see it. I mean, it's just, it's, I don't like rumor mill stuff. I hate it. I never, I don't subscribe to it. I tend not to watch guys who dive deep into it. I know some speculation's one thing, but rumor mill is a completely different thing. And I'm turned off by it. So, I don't watch certain channels because of that kind of thing. And Mike Zero had me there for about a few minutes back in the day when I first started YouTube, and then I saw through his bull crap pretty fast.
Same here.
There's others that do it, and I just and they may be good at other things, but if they would just stay out of that rumor mill stuff, they may be better. But no, she, like I said, proof's in the pudding. When she walks out that door and I got video of it, then I'll believe it.
Right. Same here.
when the main headline on more than one website says Kathleen Kennedy has stepped down from Lucasfilm or has announced her retirement, and you turn on YouTube or you turn on your TV and turn on the news, and there's this big celebration video being shown on the entertainment.
It's gonna be a party like indoor after the Death Star was destroyed.
Party like it's 1999. Now I'm going to add. Galaxy. Now, of course, I'm going to add to speculation. Again, this is speculation. I don't know anything. I'm just going off of just how things work, and she's going to leave. They go with that retirement plan, and we have this agreement. It's not going to be now, because it's going to make it look bad. They don't want Indiana Jones 5 to look bad. They don't want to have Lucasfilm look bad. They don't want to make it look like, oh, we got rid of her because this stunk. No, they don't want to have that stigma. So if she is going to go, whether it's retirement or asked to retire, it's going to be probably in the fourth quarter. It's going to be down the road a little bit. She's not going to be gone for
movie out.
Right.
Yeah. They're going to want to try to make it as quiet as possible.
Right. Exactly. And if they have it too close to this movie, if they are on the path of firing, it's not going to be now. They don't need to have, because they got enough negative press now. They got enough people going after everything now with the film. They don't need to add to it.
Nope. It doesn't make any sense to go after it now.
So all the people who are rooting for it, just hold on. Just hold on.
Yeah,
let's see what happens.
Duck her first. They will keep her on and lame duck her until the day she does walk out. So she can't be an influence. She can't get her way in these next upcoming movies. Have her influence in the scripts. Say who's being hired to do these things. Not that that's going to make a difference, because she's just a symptom of the real problem at Disney. So it's not like they're going to run around and get put her aside and go hire I don't know who's a good producer, director, or whatever nowadays. That's pretty based. Anybody that's Tom Cruise. They're not going to hire somebody like a Tom Cruise to come in and make movies for him, because he does not fit their ideology. He does not fit their mold. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she's there or not.
And that's just it. You hit that excellent point. She's got her team, just like I pointed out with the person who's leading the Acolyte. It's just because she's part of it, the machine goes to all corners of Disney. Whether it's Pixar, Marvel, this. So, yeah, she's just a cog in this machine. She's a high up, bigger cog, yes.
Yep.
But let's go all the way up to Iger.
Yep. There's more cogs
to begin with.
And they will hire another cog after she's gone that looks just like her. And does the same job.
Looks like she's constipated, trying to pinch out into that pens.
Yep. Fade in, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, fade in indeed. Because that's exactly what'll happen when she actually is or she actually does step down. It's going to be more the latter. She's going to step down on her own terms. Not on Disney's terms, not on our terms, or anyone else's terms.
Because it looks better.
Yep.
And she'll say, fade out.
Yeah.
I mean, look how mocked she was at that thing. Look how mocked she was.
And rightly so.
Yeah. Especially someone who was a producer for so many years, she should know you don't read the fade in part. So, moving on from Kathleen Kennedy and Indiana Jones, I haven't talked about anime in a while, but I thought we could go ahead and quickly talk about this article from Anime News Network, which says Crunchyroll will be streaming Dragon Ball Super superhero film on July 12th. And this article was actually posted on the 27th of June. And it's by Rafael Antonio Pineda.
You did
Says,
good. That's a good one.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna give myself fried peanut butter and banana sandwich.
Yeah, thank you. So the article says Crunchyroll announced on Tuesday that it will add the Dragon Ball superhero film on July 12th. The film will be available for users in North America, Central America, South America, Europe, excluding France, Africa, Oceania, the Middle East, and the
Confederacy of Independent Systems?
Southeast Asia, East Asia, excluding Japan. The film will have subtitles in English, German, French, Russia, Italian, Arabic, Spanish, Latin America, Spanish,
Castilian. Yeah, Castilian. No, that's more.
Portuguese. And, let's see, Hindi. That's also another language it'll be subtitled in. And it'll have dubs in English, French, German, Italian, Spanish, and Portuguese. So,
you know what I'm tempted to do? I would be tempted to have the dub in Hindi, and then of course the subtitles. That would be
you know what? It would be interesting to
hear
any movie dubbed in Hindi.
Yeah.
What does it sound like having a character say a famous line in Hindu?
Thank you. Come again.
So yeah, I just thought I would talk about this. For those of you who are Dragon Ball Z fans, Dragon Ball Super fans, there you go. I've tried to get into Dragon Ball, and I just can't do it. Yeah, I like fajitas too.
Oh, I love fajitas. And of course, the big word on there too is Crunchyroll. A lot of people have reservations with Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't blame them.
No, not at all. They've proven that.
So, moving on to our next article, we are going to pay some respects to someone who's been in a lot of TV shows, a lot of movies. You may recognize his name, you may recognize his face, but Alan Arkin passed away on Friday.
Holy cow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Really? Well, I knew that.
Holy cow, that's
crazy.
That's the third of some names that we've lost just recently.
Yes.
Dude. Alan Arkin's so funny. Dude, he don't even have to try.
Mm-hmm.
He had the timing.
Yeah. There's something about the guy that every movie I've ever seen him in is just it was just almost a pleasure to watch him. The way he acts, the way he delivers his lines, the way his mannerisms, he was one of the great character actors.
That he was. And this article was posted on Friday onto Variety's website. It's by Sophia Scarzilia. And it's Alan Arkin, remembered as charming, hilarious, and armed with a flawless bullshit detector. I'm just going to say it. By Natasha Lynn, Michael McKean, and more. Goes on to say, Hollywood is paying tribute to Oscar winner Alan Arkin, who died on actually Thursday, according to this article, at the age of 89. Known for his dry, straight-faced humor and wide-range roles, Arkin was a beloved member of the entertainment world throughout his more than 7 decades of acting on screen and on stage. Arkin won his Oscar for his role in the 2006 indie road comedy Little Miss Sunshine, which was a very good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Arkin played Edwin Hoover, the nutty grandfather and biggest supporter of his granddaughter Olivia Hoover, Abigail Breslin, a young girl competing in a beauty pageant that sends her whole family on a road trip from New Mexico to California in their Volkswagen van.
Mm-hmm.
Goes on to say he also earned Oscar nominations for the 1966 film The Russians Are Coming. The
Mm-hmm.
Russians Are Coming. The 1968 film The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. And Ben Affleck's 2012 film Argo. He recently received 2 Primetime Emmys for his role as Norman Newlander in the Kaminsky Method, where
I never
he
heard of
starred
that.
alongside. I never heard about it either.
It's a Netflix series. I watched like a few episodes, and I mean it's a like a I don't know how to explain it. It's just a weird like comedy drama sort of TV show thing. I don't know.
Dramedy.
Yeah.
And it says that Michael Douglas is in it. I do want to
Michael
take
Douglas.
time to say hello to Low Spec Linux Laptop. Hello, Low Spec. Good to see you.
Low Spec.
Everybody's favorite penguin.
Mm-hmm. And
I thought that
to
was Punk
Seinfeld,
Waddle.
I've heard people say that Low Spec is their favorite penguin.
You
And
know,
then I have
each
heard it
their
about
own. That's
Punk Waddle. Maybe what
fine.
needs to happen. Maybe what needs to happen is that the two of them need to come out to Pop Talk sometime, or we could have a penguin off.
Yeah, there we go.
battle it out. Battle Royale. Who's
Battle
the
of the
better penguin?
Penguins.
Damn
Who
straight.
will survive?
That's right.
I'd be there. I love penguins.
I like them too. Goes on to say Seinfeld actor Jason Alexander took to Twitter to remember Arkin. The pair worked together in Rob Reiner's 1994 family comedy North. Alexander wrote, I learned so much from watching him, and the last I got from his glorious work seems endless. And Abigail Breslin, who starred in Little Miss Sunshine with Arkin, said in a statement, Alan Arkin was one of the most kindest, gentlest, and hilarious actors I ever worked with. He may not have been related in real life, but he will always be Grandpa in my heart. I send my deepest sympathies. This should have been to his wife, but who am I to say? I've made Twitter posts where I've looked at it after I posted it and went, damn it.
Yeah,
I need to fix that.
You can't edit it, you know.
Yeah. Michael McKean took to Twitter to share his longtime aspiration of Arkin. He wrote, when I was a young actor, people wanted to know if I wanted to be a serious or funny one. I'd answer, which kind is Alan Arkin? And that shut them up. Charming, hilarious, and armed with a flawless bullshit detector, he was pure pleasure to be with. Rest in peace. Alan, nobody better ever. No, we're losing a lot of good actors and actresses.
Right.
And
And he followed. You can deny that, yeah. And he was following through with David Landry, of course, Lenny and Squiggy. And if anybody had watched Laverne and Shirley, they could see where that comedic and, should I say, seriousness would creep into both of those characters sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And which, of course, fleshed out Lenny and Squiggy and why they were so popular.
Yeah. And let's not forget, both Lenny and Squiggy also appeared in various Star Trek series.
Hello. Mm-hmm.
Lenny was in Voyager, and Squiggy was on Next Generation as a Ferengi.
Mm-hmm. Rest of his soul.
Yes. Yeah, and may Alan Arkin, may his soul rest in peace.
Mm-hmm. I know it's kind of funny because when Alan Alda was coming up and rising up, you know, obviously with MASH starting up, He was on some of those panel shows like What's My Line or whatever. And they'd accidentally call him Alan Arkin instead of Alan Alda because the names are so similar. And it's like, oh, sorry, it's Al Arkin. Yeah, it's like, but really, is that somebody in that profession to take as an insult?
I wouldn't take it as an insult. It's like, it happens.
Yeah, I mean,
it'd be something that you'd have to quickly get used to.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he was in, for crying out loud, Catch-22. He was in The In-Laws, Edward Scissorhands, Glengarry Glen Ross, Gross Point Blank. He was in the Get Smart movie.
Get Smart, man. The funniest line delivered that I was crying laughing when he did. Just whenever he crashed the car and that swordfish went through the windshield and almost like right up next to his head. And he's like, "You think what I'm thinking?" And he's like, oh crap, I almost got impaled by a swordfish. Then yeah, I'm thinking what you're thinking. The way he did it, man, and just the quickness of it and the timing, man, I was busting out laughing on that. He's such a good guy.
Right, and that's just it. The important thing, they don't know timing these days.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't, and that's the sad thing, that a lot of actors nowadays just don't have the timing right.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, like Jason Alexander said, I learned a lot from him.
And Baron, I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
I'll go ahead and give you the last two articles. You can choose which of the two that you want to discuss, or if you and Anonymous want to discuss a particular topic of your choosing, you can do that too.
Well, I think I see the first one you put right on there. It looks like it is a good one to discuss, and I'll bring it up here in a moment. I get rid of that. Okay, it's easier having two screens now. I love that.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. So I wanted to bring this story up here since we have now officially. Oh, I better do it. It's time to raise the flag. Arr, he's away. We're now pirate talk. Arr. And of course, this story comes in from Bounty in the Comics. And it is byline by John F. Trent again, so he seems to be one that is really on the ball, I think, with the writing. And the story goes, it's Gal Gadot rebukes Hollywood misogyny narrative. Moviegoers do want to see movies with women if the story is good. So Gal Gadot, who stars as Rachel Stone in the upcoming Netflix film Heart of Stone, recently shared comments that rebuke Hollywood's misogyny narrative. Speaking with Vogue Hong Kong about Heart of Stone, Gadot was asked, how important is it to you to portray these type of roles? What do you hope audience take away from your performances? Gadot responds, great question. Well, it's funny. I guess I just got lucky playing very strong, powerful characters. Heart of Stone was something that I always wanted to do. I always felt I was a big fan of this genre. I'm a big fan of Mission Impossible and Bond movies. And I never had the opportunity, as a girl, watching myself in one of those, I was always wondering if there was room for something like that, but female-driven. She continued, and I think that I got my confidence only after Wonder Woman came out and became a huge success. That was like the thing that really proved to me that, why do people say that men do not want to see women? They do want to see movies with women if the story is good, if the action is there, if it makes sense. They're all for it. After Wonder Woman came out, Yaron, my husband, I hope I said that right, who is also my partner in my production company, we had a meeting with David Ellison, and we had a great time. At the end of the conversation, David asked me, so what do you want to do? What do you want to produce? And I told him, I want to produce a female-driven action film, one that is exciting, global, scopy. We shook on it, and now here we are. I am so very grateful for the fact that we've had such great partners like David, Skydance, and Netflix. It's been an incredible ride, Godot concluded the question. I'm being attacked by El Diablo Gato. He's not getting the hint. Not only did Godot rebuke Hollywood's misogyny narrative in regards to moviegoers, but she also recently rebuked Hollywood's gender-swapping trope. She told Total Film via Hollywood in Toto, I wanted to show a great story about a female character who is doing it in the action genre, right? She is thriving. At the same time, how many times have they just switched gender? They take a story that's about the men and they just change it to a woman and then go shoot it. To me, it was so important in the DNA to make Heart of Stone a little different because men and women are different. Oh my God! They're built differently. Oh my word! They operate differently, Godot stated. Oh my God! Cancel! Cancel! Cancel!
Somebody get her out of here.
Yeah, I know that. She's toxic. Heart of Stone's official logline states Rachel Stone, Gal Gadot, is an intelligence operative, the only woman who stands between her powerful global peacekeeping organization and the loss of its most valuable and dangerous asset. Okay. Netflix Tundum's Tara Betran also shares, Stone is a member of an elusive and mysterious group of elite spies known as the Charter. In the trailer, they're described as the most highly trained agents. No political leanings, no national allegiances. They're ISIS. I'm talking about ISIS from Archer. Working together. Oh yeah. Hey, maybe is she going to be doing Lana? Lana! Working together to keep peace in a turbulent world. To achieve their lofty aims, these agents rely on a one-of-a-kind asset called the heart. If you own the heart, you own the world. Rachel Stone's MI6 counterpart, Parker, who is Jamie Dornan, explains in the trailer. That sounds like a plan to Kia Dewan. I hope I said that right. And that was Alia Pahat. Please forgive me if I said that wrong. Whose quest to find and control the heart threatens global stability. Can Stone stop her before it's too late? Oh my word. Not only that, you have a female bad guy. I like that. As for, it's kind of like Mama in Dread. As for what the heart actually is, Betran relays the heart is the world's most powerful AI, able to keep track of anyone's entire online history and then use the data to predict what they might do in the future. Oh my word, I better wipe my history. But it's not just about predicting how many episodes of Queen Charlotte you might watch in one sitting or what you're about to make for dinner. The heart can advise on responses to potential global threats and even deliver odds on the success in neutralizing them. That's where the Charter comes in. The film's visual effects supervisor, Mark Beakspear, added, the heart is what's called a general AI, an AI that can do anything you want it to do, and it becomes a master of that immediately. No one has built a general AI yet, and it's connected to a quantum computer which processes the way faster than an ordinary computer. Oh, they got one of those crays that they did the last dive fired on. Cool. The heart is tasked with monitoring all human data. Our data, depends on how you want to go, analyzing it, looking for patterns, and then using those patterns to make predictions. The Charter uses the heart to look at a given situation and help their operatives plan what to do. And of course, it looks like we have ourselves the lovely cast there. Alongside, can I get rid of this thing? Get rid of you. You're causing problems. Alongside Godot in the film stars Jamie Dornan, as we sat back and said earlier, as MI6 agent Parker. Alia Bhatt as hacker Kia Dewan. It also features Sophie Cordando Adu. However, again, and just to show that it even goes into people that are of my ethnicity, Matthias Schweinenhofer.
Okay.
Yeah, Schweinenhofer. Hey, I'm sure I said it wrong, but Schweinenhofer. Maybe I said it right. Schweinenhofer. Jean Lucy and Paul Reddy. The film arrives on Netflix on August 11th, 2023. And of course, this is a question to all of us, including the captain who is not on the deck. What do you make of Godot's comics rebuking Hollywood's misogyny narrative? And go.
I can't really comment too much because I only heard the last few parts of the article, so I'm
he's back. Up. Okay. My flag got taken down. Oh, okay. The captain's back.
He's back.
He's back.
I think. Well, let's see. I think the tides may be changing a little bit. I don't see a gigantic leap forward from people. You see it every once in a while. It's peppered around. These Hollywood actors and comedians, they're starting to test the waters and ease into the counter culture that we are. We're the counter culture now.
Right, that's scary.
We're the opposite. Yeah, we're the opposition to the mainstream culture, and and even all our lives we've fought against the man. Most of us, when we're kids, we're teenagers, we rebelled against authority and government and churches and stuff. And I wasn't always a Christian, but we did our thing and we listened to our music that was had the message. A lot of people listen to punk rock, and we listen to metal and rock and roll. We're not going to take it anymore. Freaking sell out.
Yeah,
but that was our anthems. Those were our anthems, and now we moved to the. Apparently, we've always been in the counterculture, right? So the culture shifts back. That's that stupid pendulum, and it pendulum hard this time to a very weird place, and we're still fighting. We're fighting it. We wanted to be free. Now maybe they're a little too free. So we need to dial it back a bit, these people are maybe, seeing that, they may be right. This whole thing may be just about to drop off a cliff, and we're kind of crazy. And maybe we need to dial it back a bit, and some of them will drop their balls and man up and do what's right. And you see it every once in a while. You see it like a little bit too late, but you see some of the comedians. You see Dana Carvey and David Spade out there talking bad about Fauci or making jokes about it and the vaccine and stuff. And
Rob Schneider.
There's other, Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider. Well, Rob Schneider is pretty based. He's still liberal, but he's pretty based on this sort of thing, and he has been for a while. So,
Rob Schneider to me is what I consider the classic liberal.
Yeah, yeah. I can respect that.
And now he's a right-wing extremist, and he hasn't changed.
The other side,
right? Yeah, and he hasn't changed. It's still him.
Yep. But hopefully there'll be more. And it only takes some people to step out, because a lot of them are sitting there just like, oh, I don't want to be the first one. I don't want to say anything. I'm going to lose my job, But once one of them does it, then another one does it, then another one, and all of a sudden you have a coalition. You have more people out there. There's a base. There's you can be protected with. There's strength in numbers, and a lot more people will jump out with you because there's more people to get behind, and hopefully that's what's happening here. Let it snowball into something that will steamroll over the crazies in their area or in their sphere, and bring it back to normality a little bit.
Well, if you look at it again, we're fighting it's not even a false narrative, but the damn lie that we, what we enjoy, in the pop culture, science fiction, fantasy, action, adventure, don't like women and they don't succeed. Well, one word: Ripley. I mean, when you take a look at Aliens, that is a full-fledged balls to the walls action movie, and and it was not written with a gender swap. No, it was intended for the character from the first film, who you saw grow from just being somebody on board the ship to fighting for their lives to now in this film obsessive to genocide them. Look how popular that film, and it's being led by Sigourney Weaver. Again, look at Tomb Raider, the original one, Laura Croft. I mean, there's no way you can say that they did a gender swap on that one. It's Laura Croft. Yeah, she's a female, quote unquote, Indiana Jones, but we've had stuff like that all across the board. With this is this person's this is this version of whatever, but it still was a feminine character going out there and kicking ass and taking names. Even if they're not in the lead roles, how important. Well, of course, Janeway with Voyager, I have to placate Phil McCracken there. But you have a show that was led by a woman in Star Trek, which was, of course, Voyager. But even when they're in a supporting role, how strong you have for women. Now, I've been watching Babylon 5 again, not because of Crit, but my wife, and we're just finishing up on the 4th season. And it's just like, look at all the strong women that are in there. And they are women. They're not just men with breasts.
You're right, exactly.
Yeah, whether it's Ivanova or Delenn or whoever, even when you take a look at Lita Alexander, they are all strong female characters. And they contribute highly, and we appreciate and we love them. And, of course, the big narrative, we don't like that. We don't like strong women. Bull.
Sam Carter. Stargate. Sam Carter. Freaking.
Yep.
Super strong woman. She can fight with the dudes. She can take on. She can cry. She can. She's every bit a feminist girl, soldier, leader as any of the men. Or I mean, the guys aren't the feminists and women, but you know what I'm saying. She was written very well, and there's other characters within that series also that are written the same. Or there's like an episode I was watching with my wife. It was the one where the Ori were taking over that town where they used that device to make it disappear. And they were trying to hide, but it failed or whatever. So Sam was hurt, and she was phased out of appearance and stuff. And they were trying. A couple of the guys were trying to get him to tell him where they were and tell him what's going on. And the leader of the town was a black woman, and she was so strong in her beliefs that you cannot bow down to these people. You can't give in to the fear. And she directed these guys who were afraid, and she did it the right way. She did it like she wasn't a girl boss and you're going to do what I say, blah, blah, blah. No, she she came on like a maternal, motherly kind of leader, and won out over the fear of these other people. And it was like, that's how you do a strong female character. That is good freaking writing. And you don't get that anymore. You don't get that nowadays. Like you said, you get dudes with breasts.
And a lot of it has to do, and this is just my opinion, with the fact that writers nowadays, they don't really know how to write good characters. They don't really know how to approach an actual strong female character, because they don't have the experience in writing those types of characters.
And look at, of course, we only had a couple, but, Dempsey and DJ Ronnie G are putting all these names of characters that, again, either leads or strong female lead characters in there. Farscape, Claudia Black. She was great in Farscape. And again,
Farscape. And she was part of the reason why I loved watching it.
Yeah, I mean, she was strong, basically, soldier type, but she was still feminine.
She could be, yeah. She was.
When she let her guard down, but you could see why.
Yeah. When she lets her guard down, it's that she has that feminist, or she had that soldier attitude. She grew up in it. She was, not just trained in it, but she was indoctrinated into it. They had a belief system. They just had sex with people. They didn't fall in love. It was a weakness. And but John Crichton brought it all that out of her, and it took a while, and it was a slow going, but eventually, you could see her opening up and being showing her feminine side that she didn't want, was taught not to do.
And believable.
And make it believable, yes.
I mean, I'm going to even throw another one.
Hey, Jace, how you doing?
Yeah, you Norwegian bum, you.
Yeah,
hey, Jace, good to see you. Let's go back. No, I'm not even that cruel. I am not that cruel. But let's go back to Agent 99 and get smart. Barbara Filton. I mean, what a great character that was. And being basically sidekick to Maxwell Smart, which is Don Adams, and how they played and how she was able to work around his goofiness. We knew who the better one was.
There's a lot.
There's Don Adams. What about Inspector Gadget? It was Gadget going on all these, detective missions that he was sent by Chief Quimby, but guess who was there? Guess who was the strong female character in a kid's show back in the early 80s? Penny,
A kid. Yeah. A kid.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, there's so many. There's so many to count. I mean, when we talk about that, I mean, our first ones obviously come to mind are the movie characters, Ripley and Laura Croft or whatever, but there's so many, all the TV shows, all the there's so many we don't know of that we TV shows we didn't watch, or so many all the TV show characters that we did watch. It's just, you can't. I'd like to see a ratio of strong female leads and versus like male leads. It'd be pretty close, I think.
Well,
Dempsey, how dare you bring Amy Schumer in this?
But what I was going to say, we're talking about strong female characters and, what we know of here in the States as far as movies and TV shows. What about in other countries? There are TV shows that we've never seen. So who knows how many strong female characters are in TV shows and movies in other countries? We just don't know.
Sexism doesn't exist in other countries. We're worried about America.
But I mean, let's take a look. Probably one of the most popular companions, and knew who people. Settled down on this. The most popular, basically, companion in Doctor Who was Sarah Jane Smith, and she had two opportunities to play that character as a lead. one in the failed K9 and Company series, which only had the pilot episode, and then she went on with the Sarah Jane Adventures. She was the lead. She was the head of that show. Science fiction, fantasy, Doctor Who related. And again, a great, strong character, which is why she is so beloved with us Doctor Who fans.
Yep.
What about, even though it's silly, goofy, all that across the board, but Lex? Because technically because that was a German-Canadian, that was a mixture of all across the board show on that one. And, take a look on Lex. I got a mental block on her name. Zev, Bellringer. And look at how she played against everybody on that show. And you can see that she was a strong character. And Sexy's character, along the way. Let's take a look at Hanoi Jane. Barbarella is considered a cult classic.
Mm-hmm. I can't watch it.
Yeah, because of Hanoi Jane, yeah.
Yeah.
But still, I had to bring it up because, again, you talk about a female lead, strong character,
Yeah.
Very true. And is there anything else you guys would like to add to this article before we go to the very last article for this broadcast?
I think we should praise these people. I know they're late to the party, but they're scared. They probably believe this stuff, and I always had the ones that have come out, but they're scared for the jobs, scared for the careers. That's their circle. They their friends. They will lose friends. She will lose friends over this.
Yeah.
People that she knows and has worked with, and they never were her friends. But I think we should still praise these people for when they come out and say something smart. Or
2 words. Gina Carano.
Yes. And back them up.
Right. And again, we're in the pop area. Let's take a look at music. Pat Benatar.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at Blondie, being led by, I hate when I have mental blocks. Pat Benatar, you also had Joan Jett.
Yeah.
What about Heart?
What about Love?
Mm-hmm. But, Heart being 2 women. There's so many bands.
Lita Ford.
Yeah, Lita Ford. So many bands that were led was all women, the Go-Go's or the Bangles.
Yes.
Right. And we look at them in that industry. I thought they couldn't go anywhere. I thought that we didn't like that. Let's take a step back further and look at our jazz singers that were Ella Fitzgerald and all these others that were so wonderful. We have no problem with women. They're the ones that have problems with women because they don't fit the mold that they think they should be in.
No, they don't meet their standards, whatever those standards are, because they keep changing from moment to moment.
Grace Slick.
Mm-hmm.
So, I want to even go into music because they try to say the same thing about music.
Yep.
The Pretenders.
Yeah. I mean, you have so many strong women out there. And here's the thing. They didn't have to broadcast it that they were strong women. You could tell by the way they carried themselves.
Well, let's go into pros. Nancy Drew.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that wasn't a strong character. There's a reason why her character still exists.
Mm-hmm.
Veronica and Betty can hold on in the comic world with a comic that's just about them.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we didn't like that.
Supposedly we don't, according to certain people.
Right. So there's plenty of strong women characters. There's strong women characters that we cry for, but we don't want to have men with tits.
No.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Mm-hmm. Even Vac was Vac was I got from Aliens. I'm having trouble talking.
Vasquez.
I mean,
Vasquez with a
Vasquez.
Almost a man.
Right, but the thing is that she was still feminine. That one line is, "Have you ever been confused for being a man?" No, have you?
Oh,
you know, or a woman. Have you ever been confused for a woman? No, have you? Yeah, there we go. That's the line.
They were soldiers. That's the best part. She had a deep connection with Drake, and that tore her up when he got killed, and she didn't cry because she's a soldier. She's tough. That's her thing.
Right.
But it was heart wrenching when he died, and she had to see that, and
right.
It just is. It was such a good arc too, man. God, they were good characters.
And that's just it. They're good characters, and believable characters. And you can see that, she was still a woman, but she's a friggin' space marine. I mean, it's like, I'm here to do this job. This is what we are. You didn't have a chance to look at the character beyond that scope, but you still had an idea fully what that character was.
Yeah.
Yep.
You hated it when she died.
Yes.
You hated it when
she went out like a boss,
great
too.
Characters died.
Yeah.
But yes, you're right, Anonymous. She did go out like a boss, and that's how you want a hero like her to go out.
Right.
See, that movie was so great because the ones that died, like the ones you loved, like they died, they went out on their own terms, and like the bad guys got, he went out the way you want him to go out. He's running away and trying to save himself, and then, Burt just got it, right. He just walked right into it. That was nice. Freaking Hudson, he was down there. You want some of this? Take this. You want some of this? Freaking awesome. Love that movie.
And moving on to our last story for this edition of PACIFIC414 Pop Talk. Yes, it does come from Battle in the comics, but they seem to always have the better stories.
Right, and stories that we don't necessarily see.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean that we agree with what's being written in these stories. It just means that we're seeing something that is actually catching our attention, or if I'm the one looking for the articles, it catches my attention, and I think it's worth talking about.
Well,
yeah, we're not simps.
Yeah, well, these are the articles that you're not going to get leftist commentary. They're going to throw in their little ideology quips and jabs in the article, and and make it biased in one side. I mean, he may put in his own. I'm not really sure how much he does that. For the our side, but I can't. He may be a little biased. Obviously, he's biased. He's one of us, but I don't know how bad.
But based. They're based usually, but there are times when the blood article go through that has the wokeness in there. So, Bounty in Comics isn't perfect, but they seem to be a good source of stories, and we can discuss. And, again, agree or disagree. Or both. This part is good. This part's bad.
Yep. So, this article is actually provided by Nerdigans Inc., and it was posted on June 29th. It says, Idris Elba says, the idea of playing James Bond became disgusting and off-putting because it became about race.
Okay, I got something to say. I really do. Really, really do.
What the hell you say?
He's absolutely right.
The article starts off by saying, throughout the 2010s, Idris Elba was rumored to be in contention to take over the role of James.
Your mic's messed up, Mike. You're like muffled.
Take the mic out of your mouth, Mike.
Yeah.
I got hungry. How's that?
Mike beats Mike. When Mike met Mike.
I'm sorry, guys. I got a little hungry, and I'm starting going nom 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 on the mic.
Mike and Miker.
And honestly, I think it might have something to do with StreamYards, because I can run Streamlabs and have no problem. Even the other day when we had Mags on, we didn't have any problems. And there was a moment when you were talking, Anonymous, I heard that you were muffled. So I think it has something to do with StreamYard.
It could be.
I don't mind him being muffled.
Oh, yeah. The less you hear me, the better, right?
Right. I mean, exactly. I mean, you're a Cash Money from Wish. I'm still waiting to hear you say this.
I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand it? What the hell is wrong with you people?
These people.
Me in a nutshell.
The article goes on to say, throughout the 2010s, Idris Elba was rumored to be in contention to take over the role of James Bond from Daniel Craig. The actor recently claimed that the idea of him becoming James Bond became disgusting and off-putting because it became about race. Not only was Elba rumored to take on the role of James Bond, but Bond producer Barbara Broccoli admitted to Deadline that she had conversations with the actor. Broccoli relayed, "Well, we know Idris. I am friends with him, and he's a magnificent actor. It's been part of the conversation, but it's always difficult to have the conversation when you have someone in the seat. I think we have decided that until No Time to Die has kind of had his run and Daniel has been able to, well, we've been able to savor reap the benefits of Daniel's wonderful tenure. We're not going to think about or talk about anybody else, actors to play the role or storylines or anything really. We just want to live in the moment, the present," she asserted. Goes on to say, Broccoli had also previously indicated that she was open to changing the race of James Bond. Well, let's make one thing perfectly clear. The moniker of 007, that's just your code name. James Bond is your code name. James Bond 007. It could fit for any actor, regardless of their ethnicity. Let's make that perfectly clear. And if I'm wrong on that, well, go ahead and tell me I'm wrong.
You talking about 007 or James Bond 007?
Both.
James Bond 007, both.
Yeah, no, James Bond is James Bond. You can put the 00 on somebody else, but James Bond is James Bond. You can't race swap James or gender swap James Bond.
And well, that's just it.
I'm talking about for male actors.
For what?
I'm talking about from male actors. You give them the moniker of James Bond 007. That can be applied to any male actor.
Not any male actor.
No, not really. I mean, there's two arguments actually in the James Bond camp that both 007 and James Bond are code names. Then, of course, there's the other one is just 007. It is James Bond himself. And I think where you get the argument about, James Bond is the code name for the person came about with, of course, the actors changing in the films. Sean Connery to Lazenby, back to Connery, then to Moore, then to Dalton, then to on and on and on. And how they present the cinema James Bond. The James Bond of the books is James Bond. That's the man. And he's got the 00. So those are the two arguments you have to sit back and say. But whether you like it or not, James Bond is a somewhat misogynist. Let's put it out there. Amoral bastard of a white guy. That's what Ian Fleming intended the character to be. He only became lovable in the movies.
I don't think they should be race swapped. I don't. He's a white guy. I know you're getting different actors to play the part, but he is who he is.
Right.
And not to say for like Doctor Who. Doctor Who is a dude, but he can be a black dude. That's not beyond the pale, and that's fine. Because he can change into whoever he wants, and I don't think he should have ever been a woman. He's a dude. So, but James Bond is I don't think it's a moniker. 007 is. I mean, James Bond dies. All right, now we got Joe Schmo 007 because we needed to give somebody the 007 number, but he should not. He should not be race swap, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
And that's just it. He is right that it's about race because this has been all about the race gender swapping. Now, with that said, I would love to see him in a Bond-like film as another 00. Sure. That would be absolutely fantastic. A brand new character with different flaws and strengths. And his strengths as an actor. And yeah, I said it's fancy actor. As a thespian, would pull it off. He's got cred. I would love to see that. I just don't want to see him as James Bond. I don't want to see a Jane Bond either. If you want to do another 00 movie with a woman, great. That would be wonderful. Again, what would it be like to follow a woman that's part of that organization? Yeah. It'll be a great story. If, again, done right.
That's key right there. It has to be done right. It has to be believable to the movie-going audience, the James Bond audience.
And we know that. Go on.
Like Dempsey said, you wouldn't get a white dude to play Shaft.
No, not at all. No. I'd be mad. And we've even heard about other 00s getting offed. You never necessarily saw them, but this 00 was I believe it was in For Your Eyes Only. I think there was a 00 that wasn't seen that was offed. So that these agents have to be replaced and a new 00 would come in. And so you can have another 006. You could in the film, or 008, or what if you had 001? Wouldn't that be like maybe that's a designation for kind of a big shot agent? What can you do with that?
The original 00. Maybe they retired. Maybe they retired that moniker and because of he was the first one, and then maybe they bring him out of retirement, bring that moniker out of retirement for somebody.
Yeah,
I don't know. It can be played either way. It's that's the cool part about it.
But again, going back to the base, this has been about race, but it's not because we don't like people of other ethnicities and colors playing action type characters in these universes. We don't want them taking over established characters.
Exactly. Speaking of, Idris Elba is so great. I watched Extraction 2. He played a bit part in it, and I think it's set up for another movie, but he's so good, and just what he did in that movie. The movie was great, by the way. If you didn't watch Extraction 2, watch Extraction 2. But yeah, he was in it, and he's such a good actor, and he just made it all just that much better. Do
you want to know something I thought was a big cheat for us in the James Bond universe? It goes back to Skyfall, right? You have that new agent that's going out there, work alongside Bond. She screws up, but she's learning as she's going along. But what do they do? Oh, she's now our new money penny. Why? That's a step down.
Yep.
Very nice.
You could be working alongside James Bond, helping him solve the mystery, and go after whoever he has to go after. It's been a while since I've seen Skyfall, so
yeah. But the thing is, they could have spun off a movie with her.
Yeah.
But no. Let's have her become a secretary and flirt with James Bond and get the coffee for M.
Yeah.
They dropped the ball.
Man. That's why we didn't mind Dame Judith Dench taking over for M. It's believable and a good actress.
Yeah. And the article goes on to say Broccoli had also previously indicated that she was open to changing the race of James Bond. Speaking with Total Film in 2020, she said, "He doesn't need to be a white man, Not as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Make sure I don't.
She's wrong. I don't care.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, during an appearance on the Smartless podcast, Elba explained why he now finds the idea of playing the character disgusting and off-putting. The truth is, I was super complimented for a long time about this. I was like, this is crazy. James Bond, we're all actors. We understand that role. It's one of those coveted roles. Being asked to be James Bond was like, okay, you've sort of reached the pinnacle. That's kind of one of those things the whole world sort of has voted. Essentially, it was a huge sort of compliment that every corner of the world, except for some corners, which we will not talk about, were really happy about the idea that I could be considered. He added, those that weren't happy about the idea made the whole thing disgusting and off-putting because it became about race. It became about nonsense, and I got the brunt of it. Sorry, not the burn of it. The brunt of it.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically, back in 2018, Elba advocated for radically changing James Bond when he told Variety there's no such thing as a black Bond. Are we interested in having a Bond character other than being a male? It could be a woman. It could be a black woman. It could be a white woman. I think the character everybody would like to see it, do something different with it. Why not?
But he's saying some important
Well,
words.
it kind of goes to what you guys were saying. See a different 00 agent.
Mm-hmm. And that's just it. And I don't think any of us that I think they're kind of referring to being is. We never said anything about an attack Elba at all.
No.
On the contrary, I've heard nothing but people sit back saying praises for him, but they say he shouldn't be Bond. And again, kind of go into the same category, like he was seen in there, another character.
Yeah. And Dempsey says that Elba would have been amazing at being Al Simmons. Spawns changed my mind. No, I think he would have worked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And let's see. Goes on to say, back in September 2022, during an appearance on the shop, Elba also commented on push to have him play James Bond, saying, I don't think that playing Bond will satisfy some of my personal goals. It will definitely satisfy the will of a nation. He continued, I'm not going to lie. Every corner of the world I go to, and I'm talking about different cultures, they always go Bond, and I feel like it's beyond me at this junction. It's beyond me. He continued, it's not a question of should I, do I, will I. It is what will the will of the nation dictates sometimes. I'm not that guy, but in everybody's world, I might be, and that job done. Okay, that sentence totally messed me up.
Yeah. Me too.
But I don't think we need to read the rest of this article.
Well, actually, go up a little bit right there. What what Elba seems to misunderstand is that the character of James Bond has a definitive look, what the audience expects, and the character look a certain way. So, I mean, yeah, the writer is throwing in, and again, exactly what we've all been seeing.
Mm-hmm.
All of us been seeing. And it's like, it's not you, Idris. We like you. We love you. We appreciate what you do on the screen. But not here.
Just not meant for you.
Yeah. I'd rather see you in an originally designed character for that you would fit into. Not someone that they got to twist and change for you.
A character, like you're saying, that's an original character, but that character fits in the world of James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Fine.
Shut up and take my money. Yeah. And again, a woman too.
And let's just say maybe an Asian woman or an Indian woman, because those, are sorry, I should like a Chinese, because England had, of course, Hong Kong, and they had a presence in India, and of course you have again a population of that in England. Would it be great to see maybe an Indian or Chinese 00?
Yeah.
What type of ventures could they get into?
Yeah. What would separate them from James Bond to make them unique, to make them different?
Right. How would they approach it? We're giving away $1 million ideas here, folks.
Yeah, stop it. Don't help them.
Yeah, I want executive producership.
Yeah, I want money.
We know how James Bond would handle a situation, but how would Jane Bond, per se, handle a situation if she's in that same predicament?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
she crying.
Maybe she'll do something that James wouldn't even have thought about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she'll get a man's help.
Well, can you imagine? I'm glad you didn't say anything about sandwich making. But can you imagine seeing that character going head to head against, head-butting James Bond in situations and how they'd approach it? The two characters together for
two different points of view on how to handle the situation.
Right. Can you imagine the interplay between the characters if you got the right ones doing it? It's like, woo.
Godzillionaire system. Shaking nuts.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah, that's hipster Bond.
It's a suburban the White Claw mom Bond.
Well, yeah. Well, there are ways around that, Dempsey, with marinas and such like that. So she could have one of those because, she wants to play it safe, and you don't get the Aunt Flo coming to visit you with a marina.
Nope.
See, I know these things, folks. I read. Okay, I get read too.
It's all on audiobook, right?
Yeah. I get lectured. That's better. I get put in my place.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. You want what happened to Cass the other day? You know a certain clip. Do you want me to play it, Baron? Because we've gone pretty much through the whole show without anybody getting kicked out.
Well, you do that to me?
I'm just saying, do you?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not saying I'm gonna do it. I'm just letting you know there's a potential of it happening.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there always is.
There's always a potential of somebody getting thrown off during Pop Talk.
It's amazing.
It's happened to me a couple times.
It's true.
It has.
And so far, this is the second show in recent history that I haven't yet.
Yeah,
Cash took the. I think the reason why I'm a bad boy on this show is because of Cash. I think he brings the worst out of me.
Hashtag, and I'm borrowing this from Phil. Hashtag, blame Cash Money.
Yeah, and Cash Money hates redheads.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. He hates people that have small chins.
Yeah, because his is so prominent. His chin gets to the door before he does.
What do you mean it gets into the next area code before he does?
He's a chin bigot.
Yeah, he is. He is. Well, he does that. Look at that. He's got that magnificent chin. Magnificent.
Don't be a chinophobe. Embrace
the chin. Embrace the chin. I thought size didn't matter.
Oh, it does.
It's how you use it.
It certainly does.
That's why I left behind a lot of disappointed ladies.
Satisfied, maybe.
Not even that.
That chin would satisfy anybody.
Oh, the chin, yeah. We won't go. Come on, we're not going to turn that show into that now.
No.
Welcome to Nighttime Talk. It's Pop Talk after dark. We're going to be talking about sexy things, ladies, men, and what they do. Like me and the missus, when the kids are gone, and we're by ourselves and it's late at night. Okay, going to bed.
No bottle of Cavatier.
Wait a minute. I thought you were going to be talking about fireworks, like what's going to be going on Tuesday with the fireworks for Independence Day, the 4th of July, the birthday celebration for the United States of America, or America.
Well, see, the fireworks between the missus and I at that time is like, night. It's the fireworks.
The firework.
Yeah.
That one firework you go to set off and it's a dud.
Yeah, trust me, I am. It's like, are you ready to raise the flag? No, it's still the French white surrender flag. Sorry.
Terrible.
Wait, raise the flag? I forgot something. Okay, I know that joke fell a little flat. But on this Independence Day weekend, 4th of July weekend, is there anything you guys like to say?
Well, our guest go because he's got that flag. He's got that flag there.
That's right. Okay. Look, Independence Day, one of the greatest days of American history. We started this experiment off the right way. We've come a long way, but unfortunately, we're going down a wrong path. We can still correct this ship.
Yeah.
With the American spirit that started it all. We just have to stand up, speak out. Those of you out there who can, take control of your local governments. Mm-hmm. Not by force, but by elections, like they designed it. Mm-hmm. They've infiltrated. They've taken over because we took a nap. Now it's time to wake up. If you can, you have the intelligence, you have the means, you have the will and the fortitude to go take control of your local, your mayor, your town council, your school boards, all that stuff. By all means, just do it. Be the man. Mike, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And we can right this ship. We can get back on the right path. Donald Trump isn't going to save us. Ron DeSantis isn't going to save us.
No. We have
federal
to do it
politicians. We have to do it ourselves. Federal politicians, they come and they go. They do some right things and then they do some wrong things. So, yes, we need to keep this republic. We're not communists, although a lot of people are being brainwashed to think that. We're not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. And don't let them tell you any different. And that being said, have a great 4th of July. Celebrate with your family. Don't blow off your fingers. Don't. If you tell somebody, "Here, hold my beer," you guys look out for that guy. Say, no. You know, he's like a drunk guy with a pair of keys. Take the keys away. Take the fireworks away. Don't let friends do fireworks drunk. Okay? I'm just looking out for you. I'm just trying to help.
I would even let them do fireworks sobers.
That's some of them, yes.
Yeah, some people, yeah. They don't need to drink. But thank you for that, Animas of the 9 fingers.
That's right. Well, I got 9 3/4.
There we go. Oh, it's just a little guy. Okay. Little guy got it.
Well, I mean, 3/4. He's pretty big, but he's still
okay.
I still got
not M80 worth. Not M80 worth. Okay.
No.
And and of course, and as you, Animas, and of course Dempsey, here we are. We have this great constitutional republic, which means, basically it is of the people, for the people. Led by the people, for the people, all across the board. It's the average person in getting out there and getting the voice. And Independence Day, while it's not it's the spark that built this country, because we're still 13 colonies at that time. It was when we signed that Constitution and said it's official now. And George Washington was elected as president of this country. That's when we became a country of 13 states. And does that mean that we're perfect? No. No nation, no nothing. Be proud of this country that we're in. This country has given us the option to be shooting our mouths off on YouTube and Twitter, even though they like to suppress. The opportunities are out there to be able to say that basically the First Amendment, to gather, to have the government out of the church, not the other way around, the government out of the church. And for us to go out there and, as long as we're not slandering or libeling or anything, have our freedom of speech, the freedom of thought, the freedom of idea, which we all hear champion all the time, and why we say some of these shows like Star Trek, Babylon 5, all these others are great. Twilight Zone, because they presented arguments and thoughts and ideas. And that's what's important, to keep that going, because it only makes us stronger. These men back on Independence Day, they risked their lives. In fact, some of them lost their lives. Some of them lost their fortunes. Thomas Jefferson wasn't exactly the richest man when he died. So these men risked everything. They want to sit back and say, oh, it's just a bunch of rich white men that just... And all they did was they were able to profit from it. Well, no, that's a lie. Yep. A lot of these people gave the ultimate and died and took these risks. So as that went, these were risk takers that give us this country. Yeah, it's fun to go out there and set fireworks off. Yes, it's fun to go out there and grill. But like Memorial Day, we forgot why this holiday, which again, holiday means holy day. This is our nation's holy day, the holiest of days. Because this is what brought us this great nation that we're currently in. That even allows people like Phil McCracken to be here. We became a country of dreams, which is why people still today wants to come to. And that comes down to us, the people of this country. We have been far more accepting than we're given credit for other cultures, other peoples, other races, and other ethnicities. That's why we have Chinatowns. That's why we have Little Italy and Little Norway. All across the board. It means that they came to grab this dream. Even though they have pride of their ethnicity and kept traditions alive there, they became Americans. And yes, Americans. Mm-hmm. Because we are the United States of America. We have the right to say American.
And another thing, when you're talking about people who immigrated here from different countries and brought their culture, well, guess what? That culture ended up becoming American culture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they might be regional in this country, but it's still part of our culture. No, whether you joke about the matzo ball soup from the Jewish community, whether you're talking about lutefisk from the Norskis, whether you're talking about the various Italian dishes and pizza from the Italians, or the various Chinese restaurants that open up, even though they're Americanized, but them bringing their culture and thriving off of it.
Mm-hmm. We like the melting pot.
Yes.
Yeah. Because that's what America is, a melting pot.
Right. Get that man out of here. Just get him out of here.
Yeah, dude, you need to go to another country and get lost in a jungle or something.
These Italian pride people, I tell you, they're the problem.
Yeah.
Mamma mia. Except for Chef Boyardee. I want to keep him.
We used to be able to travel safe through this jungle until we heard the crackling of the one they call Phil McCracken.
How was that? Was that good?
Yeah, that was very good. Now no one is safe. But really, enjoy your Independence Day. Have fun, but remember, there were many sacrifices made, not just in 1776, not just prior to 1776, but every day, every year since. There have been sacrifices made to make this country what it is.
That's right.
Men and women, whether they signed up for war or they were innocent bystanders, innocent casualties, paid a price for this country.
Even their livelihoods. People who gave everything of their livelihoods, and again, throughout the ages. And they suffered that way. But they still gave it willingly and freely to make this nation great and to keep this nation around. Look how everyone stepped up in World War II.
Yeah.
Just to point in recent days. And there were people that, again, they sacrificed their all in their personal lives. They didn't necessarily lose their lives, but they lost livelihoods. That we forgot that it does take sacrifice. We're too much with a participation trophy. There are true sacrifices out there done by people every day. Someone who wants to open up a small business, that's a sacrifice. They don't know if it's going to succeed or not.
Because it's very hard. And I do mean very hard. I can't tell you how many restaurants and stores I've seen open and close in just my area alone. Because of how hard it is to gain a reputation as a good business. I know
the
people
economy.
who have, I know people who have opened a business, and it seems like just as quickly as they opened their business, they had to shut down their business. And I'm not just talking about what happened in 2020.
Yeah, there's many things. Many things.
Yeah, it's hard. Regulations, government red tape, all the crap that you have to do to get a business even open, let alone to prosper. It's insanity. I mean, at times in my life, I thought, man, I'd love to own a restaurant because I like to cook and I have really good recipes and stuff. And I thought to myself, man, I'll open up a really good burger joint in town, just a local place where people can come get a good burger. I can't get a good burger anywhere around my place. And, but it's so hard. It's people, you can't hardly make any money at it. We got restaurants coming up, closing down, It's just insanity. Why would you put yourself into that mess?
Right. I mean, we all make a contribution in there. And you know what? Even though we sacrifice something that's in our personal life that we don't have, oddly enough, that sacrifice we make there might save a life. Think of the people that donated bulletproof vests to police officers and such because the department's going to afford them. That came from charities and people stepping up and saying, here's some money. Buy some so our police officers are safe. They were doing it for military people because they were having problems getting stuff. So civilians, us, we're sending to these soldiers things to keep them going. That probably, hopefully, saved their life. So those sacrifices kept those that were up on the line for that having the ultimate sacrifice.
Exactly. I mean, how many times have you heard that people who don't even have a dog in the fight, so to speak, as far as a family member who's been shipped off the war, but they still send care packages to our men and women who are overseas just so they have a little piece of home.
Right. And just that morale part sometimes keep a person alive.
Yep. Give them something to fight for.
When you have celebrities who would go on the USO tour, I think of Robin Williams. He was a big contributor to the USO by going overseas and entertaining our men and women over there.
Right. I mean, started by Bob Hope, who was an immigrant.
Yep.
He came from England. And then you had Martha Ray. Martha Ray, who was basically adopted by the U.S. Green Berets, the Special Forces, because she was one of the USO people that was more than happy to go into the areas where there was actual fighting happening and entertain them. Because these Special Forces soldiers were not in the nicest of areas, not in the glamour spots. And she could have gotten killed doing so. And when she died, she was given full honors as a Green Beret.
Yeah. So, again, while we're all celebrating our Independence Day, let's take time to remember that those who came before us are the reason why we're able to do so today. And with that being said, if you guys have any final thoughts, go ahead with your final thoughts. If you don't,
look to that. Okay, look at that flag with pride and honor.
Mm-hmm.
That flag has meanings. There's messages in that flag to remind us where we are. Don't ever look at that flag and feel disgust. Don't ever burn it in protest. Because that flag is giving you the option to do that. There is nothing wrong with looking at that flag and having a sense of pride and unity with your fellow citizens.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to add anything, Anonymous?
I think I said all I could, and it's just have fun, remember, and be safe.
Yes, definitely be safe, have fun, and never forget sacrifices are always made, even in your own family. Your parents, your grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, neighbors, friends have made sacrifices to help you. We make sacrifices for one another is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, Anonymous, what do you have coming up on your channel?
Absolutely nothing.
He is our Cash Money from Wish.
Well, apparently.
It's the same thing that we get from Cash.
Oh, no.
Somebody's got to fill the role.
Well, of course. I'm doing my best here.
I'll be getting on there. I mean, these people just don't understand that, trying to find time to do that streaming, man.
I guess I need to make a video or something, I guess.
I was just trying to be Cash there for a moment.
Yeah. So, eventually I'll make a video. I've been, when I stop being lazy, well, focusing more on drawing and stuff. I've been really, doing that, and I don't have a lot of time. So, hopefully I can stream Hogwarts again this week.
No, not him waving his wand again.
That's right.
Yes, he's going to be waving his wand while drinking butterbeer.
Right. And between drawing pinups,
yes.
Okay, I've done enough work on this pinup. Time to wave my wand. Woohoo! Look, I'm like Paul Lynn. Woohoo!
I draw them with such massively big
luscious
eyes.
You can get lost in. Yes.
You get lost in them. Makes a man feel a certain way, So yeah, I'm working on a picture as we speak. So I'm going to be trying to drop that on the old Twitters, and if you want to see it. But
do they allow
other
those
than
type of
that,
drawings?
huh?
Do they allow those type of drawings?
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't care.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so that's all I got. One day I'll make another video, and I got to put stuff aside to do other stuff. It's just one at a time. I'm not a walk and chew gum at the same time kind of guy.
We know.
Oh, man, that's disappointing. I thought you always woke up every day and said this, Anonymous.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
And mine would be, I have come here to chew bubblegum. So I'm all out of bubblegum, so now I'm going to kick your egg.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem. No problem. All right.
We haven't had the quote of clips, so gotta make up for it.
True. We're actually still pretty low on our quota of clips for this episode, but that's okay.
Yeah, we're a little more serious today. Again, it's Cash Money. He's the one that ruins it for us.
He's an instigator.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. But Baron, what do you got coming up?
After all my insistent mocking of both Cash and Animas, I'm in the same boat. Yeah, I can get mocked too, but I plan on getting something taken care of here. I was being admonished. Actually, I was being admonished on this show while we're on the show from the great, wonderful, lovely trauma warrior herself, Wendy Webb. She was texting me, informing me that I haven't been on King Dolphin TV. I was actually going to go on yesterday, but I wasn't feeling good. I was out of it all day, so I hope to be on King Dolphin TV, which is usually 4 o'clock Central Standard Time on Saturdays. So I hope to be joining that little group for their Just Cuz stream, which is just a chill stream, sitting around. Basically, the big rules is no politics, no serious stuff, and the likewise. And they have great people from, of course, Raymond Feliciano, who is the Dolphin King himself, a writer of the Dolphin Wars novels. The great Fett for Hire, so I have to be there to make sure Fett's not going to do anything against me in the time being. So I hope to be on that one next Saturday. Of course, I'm on the Pop Talks here with good old Pacific. That's noon Central Standard Time on Sundays, and normally at 5 o'clock my time, I believe, Central Standard Time on Wednesdays. Tonight is the night. Also, it will be, of course, the great, mighty, powerful Tower of Power 24/7 Fusion Media. The ever mysterious Vigilante Williamson. Unfortunately, I saw a message from New Bomb Turk saying he's got to work on his hot rod because the Hollywood Knights have been mocking him. And myself for the Primetime Kings of Live Stream, 5 o'clock on 24/7 Fusion's channel tonight. So those are kind of the things.
Very nice. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Loaded schedule.
And
yeah,
as far as Pacific 414 is concerned, I'll be back later on tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time with more Jedi Survivor. My goal is to try to complete that game within the next 2 days, meaning today and Monday. So that is the goal. Whether that's accomplished, we'll find out.
I don't want my pain taken away. I need my pain.
Yes, you know it. You know it. And I do want to let everybody know that I've talked to Baron and Cash about this. This was an idea that I had. It wasn't them going, oh my, come on, stop it. Stop it. We don't want to appear on Wednesday.
Lies, all lies.
But I talked with Baron and Cash about this, and there won't be an edition of Pop Talk this Wednesday. I figured with it being the 4th of July holiday week, Independence Day week, that we would go ahead and take a break for a week with Pop Talk, and we'll be back with Pop Talk next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. But I'm not saying I won't be doing maybe a stream here and there. It's just that as far as Pop Talk is concerned, there won't be an edition of Pop Talk this coming Wednesday.
Basically, what he's doing is he's preparing just in case one of us blows a finger off, or in Cash's case, his chin on Independence Day. So
Yeah.
Little buffer. Yeah, just in case,
Gotta be prepared. Or if I somehow stupidly decide to do that, which I've never been inclined to do that.
Gotta blow shit up. America, F yeah.
That's right, bro.
Bro.
So that's pretty much it for what's coming up on the channel. I do want to thank everybody for stopping by and watching, listening, and lurking to today's episode of Pacific 414 Pop Talk Anonymous. Thank you for pinch hitting for Sleepy Money 007.
Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate you.
Not a problem. Speaking of which, you were the first person in the chat for this edition of Pop Talk.
No, he wasn't.
No,
No,
well, that was.
I'm not counting you, Baron. I'm not counting.
Oh, Gee sad.
The bot don't count.
I also want to thank Raquel for being here. Okay, I'll thank you too for being here, Baron. Jeez, how do you like that?
Well, you had Hamas in there. Come on.
Thanks for doing your job, Baron.
Because it's an anonymous. Everybody likes anonymous.
And nobody likes me?
Man,
they don't like me. They don't like me either.
Okay.
You should see my
I'm
DMs.
kidding, folks. I'm kidding. Don't take it literally.
I don't like him.
Vile things.
Fine. See, you wanted to be thrown out, but guess what? I know that was bait. I'm not taking the bait. And I also want to thank Biffer the Hobbit. And again, if I mispronounce it, I do apologize. Thank you for being here. Jet Sparks 373 was here. Admiral Teague was here. Dempsey, thank you. Good to see you. Of course, the Princess of YouTube was here, Leia Rose.
And President and sole member of the Phil McCracken fan club.
The Padawannabe was here. DJ Ronnie G.
And his turtles.
The Rich Kaiju, Godzillionaire.
The only man who can go up against Cash Money.
And Pop Culture Mechanic was here. Good to see you, Pop Culture. Steven Ransom was here. Good to see you, Steven. And Phil McCracken, Scottish therapist. You know, the guy that likes to stir the pot and then walk away as it blows up and cackles with that evil laugh of his.
Boo! Boo!
Professional chick kicker.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good. Of course, special message again.
This is Patrick Stewart, and I wish to tell Phil McCracken that I hate him also.
And everybody's favorite penguin, low spec Linux laptop, although Pugwaddle might have something to say about that.
Penguin Wars!
Penguin Wars. Coming soon to Pop Talk. Pugwaddle versus low spec Linux laptop. Who will win? Who will be the last penguin standing?
Woo!
Let's find out.
Flipper to the face. Flipper to the face.
Slap fight.
Yep. And I also want to thank Jason Fox from 540 Studio. Good to see you, Jason. Hope you're streaming live tonight. And thank you again for inviting me to join your video game stream during the afternoon. I greatly appreciate it.
He is our Andre from Wish.
And Lorenzo
This Wish app you have is just terrible, man.
Yeah, well, wait till he finds the mic from Wish. I can't even imagine somebody being worse than me at reading articles or even just speaking.
I don't know, but Jace has called me Tom Connors from Wish, so I mean.
But we are the generic live stream, boys and girls. We're we are your winner's choice. Always save YouTubers, and so if you can't afford the big guys, come to us.
We're here.
We got what you need. We'll get you there, but it just won't be as good.
We're the new Coke of YouTube.
You'll leave disappointed.
Yeah, it will be.
And I also want to thank the old man for stopping by. Great to see you, old man.
Oh, man!
Ew!
And let me just make sure I don't miss any other messages.
I'll be seeing him on Tuesday, and I have a gift for him from Paul. So I'm not saying what it is, but Padawan Paul because he's not Master Paul anymore, sent him a gift. So, but he didn't know his address, so he sent it to me. I'm the middleman. Yeah.
Middleman.
You're a guy that's handing off the goods.
I'm the Pony Express, man.
But I want to thank everybody for being here. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Happy Independence Day to those of you in the States. And I will hopefully see some of you tonight at 7:30 Eastern as I continue Jedi Survivor. So until then,
Autobots, transform and roll out.
Okay. I'm getting the betting going here. What do you think the odds are with his live to die ratio on the Jedi? I think we should see take bets on how many times he dies.
Very funny.
I think
that's part of the reason why people tune in is to see how many times I die and see how long it takes me to get through a level.
They loved it.
You're still trying to get through the same level?
They love watching you suffer. They love to watch you suffer, man. You're our Chekhov.